Chapter 43. Kacha. The blade was deeply embedded in Zhou Guang's head. Su Chun pulled back his sword, and Zhou Guang fell to the ground. His eyes were still wide open, as if he had died with a grievance. Originally, with his strength, even if he was not Su Chen's match, he could still contend with him for a while. However, his mind was distracted by Su Chen's power. Coupled with the fact that Su Chun had launched a sneak attack, his life was ended in one strike. Su Chun turned his eyes and glanced at Zhou Guang's body. A sneer flashed across the corner of his mouth. In the post-apocalyptic world, being merciful to the enemy was being cruel to oneself. He and Zhou Guang could be considered to have sowed a grudge. He absolutely would not let the tiger return to the mountain. As for Zhou Guang's threat, he did not take it to heart. Shi-En's colony did not know that he was the one who killed Zhou Guang. Even if they knew, what could they do? They were only level 1 and 2 evolvers and psychics. He could kill as many as they came. Continue to dig for energy stones, Su Chun said to Yang Hao and Yang Qian after solving the problem. Got it, Chen Gu. Yang Hao replied and squatted down to get busy. His hands were not slow, but his heart was not calm. If it was not for Su Chun, he might not even be able to keep his life, let alone dig for energy stones. Thinking back to the time when he was bullied by Lu Wei, he realized that if he wanted to live a stable life in the post-apocalyptic world, he had to become stronger. Su Chun and the other two worked together and quickly dug out 30 energy stones. In addition to the ones found on Zhou Guang and the other two, there were a total of 39 energy stones. Su Chun took 30, and the remaining 9 were given to Yang Qian and Yang Hao. Thank you, Chen Go, Yang Hao said with a smile. Obtaining 9 energy stones in one go was something that he didn't even dare to imagine. Even when Yang Lingtian was still alive, he hadn't obtained so many in one go. Su Chun, we don't need that much. Yang Qian felt a little embarrassed. The zombies here were all killed by Su Chun, and they only helped to dig up some energy stones. Su Chun gave them too much. Don't worry, just take it, Su Chun said indifferently. As his strength continued to increase, killing zombies also became easier. With 9 energy stones, he only needed to kill 9 ordinary zombies. It was as easy as lifting his hand. Chun Gu, do you still want to continue hunting zombies? Yang Hao asked. From his point of view, Su Chun had already killed 30 zombies and obtained 30 energy stones. The harvest was huge, and he could go back and rest today. Of course, and this time I also want to attract some zombies. Su Chen's eyes glanced at the distant mine, and said lightly. Hearing this, Yang Qian and Yang Hao's face changed. Su Chun, don't mess around. Yang Qian hurriedly dissuaded. Indeed, Su Chen's strength was strong, but there were tens of thousands of zombies in the pit, and there were also high-level zombies. If too many zombies were attracted, they would fall into eternal damnation. Chen Gu, why don't we continue to wait for zombies to come out? Yang Hao also thought that Su Chun was too impulsive and suggested. No need. Su Chen's tone was firm. Later you guys hide well. If too many zombies come out, immediately leave here. But Yang Qian still wanted to persuade, but Su Chun had already jogged toward the mine. Sister, what should we do? Seeing that Su Chun really went to attract zombies, Yang Hao's voice trembled. Listen to him. Yang Qian helplessly sighed, and then returned to the small forest with Yang Hao. Chapter 44. The zombie hunters in the distance were shocked when they saw Su Chun running toward the pit. This guy is really crazy. He's going to attract zombies. Who cares? He's strong. No matter how strong he is, he can't court death, right? It's best if he dies. Then the energy stones on him will belong to us. Su Chen's action once again caused a commotion among the zombie hunters. Some people even gloated, thinking that Su Chun would definitely die this time, and they could take the opportunity to get some benefits. On the other side, when Su Chun was about to run to the edge of the pit, he slowed down and released his divine sense. There were tens of thousands of zombies in the mineshaft. If they were not careful, they might fail miserably. For safety's sake, Su Chun lay on the ground and slowly crawled to the edge of the pit. Then he poked his head out and looked at the bottom of the pit. The area of the pit was not very big, but it was very deep. It was bottomless, and there was no end in sight. The bottom was dark, and he did not know where it led to. On the stone walls around the pit, there was a wide road in a spiral shape, extending from the top to the bottom of the pit. It was crowded with zombies, and there were close to 10,000 of them as far as the eye could see. If there were zombies at the bottom of the pit, the number must have reached a terrifying level. Su Chun took a deep breath and calmed down. Then he picked up a stone from the ground and threw it at the zombie in front of him. Pa! The stone accurately hit the zombie's head. Or, woo-woo. The zombie that was hit was instantly enraged. A stone stirred up 1,000 ripples, and the surrounding zombies also roared angrily. When they found Su Chun standing at the edge of the pit, they rushed up crazily. Su Chun's purpose had been achieved. He turned around and ran. He ran more than a mile before he stopped. Behind him, a group of ferocious-looking zombies rushed out of the mine. 10, 20, 30. Their numbers continued to increase. In the blink of an eye, there were more than 100 of them, and they were heading towards 200. Chun Gu has attracted the zombies, but there are too many of them. In the woods, Yang Hao saw the tide of zombies rushing towards Su Chun, and his face became very ugly. Yang Qian bit her lips tightly, her face as pale as snow, her eyes filled with worry. Only a level 3 evolver could fight against 200 zombies, but Su Chun was only a level 1 evolver, so it was impossible for him to fight against them. Chun Gu, run! Seeing that not only did Su Chun not run, but he also stopped and assumed a fighting stance, Yang Hao's heart was burning with anxiety. When the zombie hunters saw so many zombies running out at once, they were afraid of being caught in the crossfire. None of them continued to watch, and all of them ran away. Su Chun knew that if he only relied on brute force to kill so many zombies, he would not be able to kill all of them. Therefore, he did not hesitate to take out the pulse pistol. The energy stones that he had obtained before were all filled up. In addition to the previous ones, there were more than 50 energy stones in total. When the zombies were about 30 meters away, Su Chun pulled the trigger. With a gunshot, the zombie at the front fell to the ground. The other zombies turned a blind eye to the death of their companions, and all of them rushed towards Su Chun crazily. Su Chun kept pulling the trigger. After more than 10 shots, the zombies on the ground had already fallen, and there were a few beams of light among them. Seeing the fragments, Su Chun was excited, and the speed at which he pulled the trigger increased. Chapter 45. Bang bang. Gunshots pierced through the sky, and zombies died on the spot. When Su Chun was in the middle of killing, he suddenly noticed that a zombie that was shot only slightly shook, and then rushed towards him at an extremely fast speed. Level 2 zombie. Su Chun's eyelids twitched. One must know that the pulse pistol could kill ordinary zombies and level 1 zombies like cutting vegetables, but the zombie that rushed over was not killed. Its strength was definitely not comparable to a level 1 zombie. In addition, its speed was also extremely fast, obviously faster than other zombies, so it could be determined that it was a level 2 zombie. Su Chun had never fought with a level 2 zombie before, and without knowing its strength, he did not dare to be careless, and quickly activated the rapid war boots. When the 2 streaks of purple light wrapped around his feet, he quickly dodged to the side with a tap of his foot. The level 2 zombie didn't expect Su Chun's speed to be so fast, and it missed. At this time, Su Chun held the chopping knife with both hands, and aimed at the level 2 zombie's head and fiercely chopped down. Kacha! A crisp sound was heard. The chopping knife accurately hit the level 2 zombie's head, but it did not chop it into pieces as expected. Instead, the chopping knife broke into 2 from the middle. F***CK. Feeling a sharp pain in his hand, Su Chun's heart skipped a beat, and at the same time, he pulled out the knife and quickly retreated. The level 2 zombie's physical strength was actually able to break the chopping knife. This was something he did not expect. The level 2 zombie suffered a heavy blow, and a bloody wound appeared on its forehead. Black blood flowed out from the wound, and flowed all over its face, making it look even more ferocious and terrifying. Whoa! The level 2 zombie let out a painful roar, grimacing in pain, and once again rushed towards Su Chun. Feeling a fishy smell coming towards him, Su Chen sneered and reached out his hand to take out the enchanted knife from the storage bag. After injecting wind magic into it, he held the knife and slashed out horizontally. Buzz buzz. The enchanted magic saber let out a trembling sound, and the whole saber changed rapidly. In an instant, it became more than 3 meters long, and its surface was surrounded by a layer of gray light. The level 2 zombie that had rushed over was cut into two like a piece of paper the moment it came into contact with the blade. The moment it fell, 2 beams of light, one gold and one red, lit up on its body. There are actually 2 fragments, and there's even a golden one. Su Chen was pleasantly surprised. He still remembered that the first fragment he had picked up was a golden fragment. He, on the other hand, had become an evolver and a psychic. If it were a shard of another color, he wouldn't be in a hurry to pick it up. However, the golden shard had the potential to increase his strength again, so he was a little impatient. Su Chen rushed forward and grabbed the golden shard. A familiar strange sound rang out in his mind. Picked up level 2 all attributes, fragment *1, 1. The fragment is full, can be used. Use. In an instant, Su Chen felt that his body had been improved again. His body was much stronger, and there was a huge amount of power in his body. At the same time, an image appeared in his mind. Host. Su Chen Evolver level. Level 2 Psychic. Psychic level. Level 2 Psychic level. Level 2, all elemental psychic. Haha. Su Chen laughed wildly. I am a level 2 evolver, a level 2 psychic, and a level 2 psychic. Who dares to fight with me? Although Su Chen had only increased by 1 level, his strength had increased exponentially. In addition, when a psychic reached level 2, their psychic power could extend up to 20 meters, and it could also be used as an invisible force to attack or defend. It could be said that it was both offensive and defensive. Chapter 46. Su Chen collected his thoughts and grabbed the red shard before the rest of the zombies rushed over. Picked up full attribute mana recovery potion, *1, 1. The shards are full, ready to use. Use. Su Chen did not hesitate, and a glass bottle appeared in his hand. It was filled with a transparent liquid. At the same time, some information appeared in his mind. Full attribute mana recovery potion. After consumption, can restore magic power to its peak state in an extremely short period of time. Good stuff. Su Chen smiled and carefully put the full attribute mana recovery potion into his storage bag. At this time, more than a dozen zombies had rushed in front of him. Looking at the ferocious and terrifying faces, Su Chen did not show any fear. Instead, there was a hint of excitement in his narrowed eyes. In other people's eyes, zombies were like tigers, but in his eyes, they were all energy stones and fragments. Good timing. Su Chen laughed wantonly. Instead of retreating, he rushed forward and swept out his sword. A gray wave of air surged out from the blade. Wherever it passed, the sound of bones breaking could be heard. None of the zombies that came in contact with the gray wave were intact, and none of them could survive. After entering level 2, the power of the enchanted sword had also increased. With 1 slash, more than 20 zombies were killed. However, although the power of the enchanted sword was unparalleled, it also consumed a lot of magic power. In order to preserve his strength, Su Chen did not use this killing move anymore, and instead he used his spiritual power. He focused his mind, and his spiritual power overflowed from his mind, turning into an invisible fist, and hammered the zombies that rushed past. Bang bang. In a series of explosions, the heads of the zombies were smashed. Because the spiritual power was invisible and colorless, the zombies did not understand how they died. After understanding the power of the spiritual power and the strangeness of killing people invisibly, Su Chen did not use his spiritual power anymore and started to study magic attacks. He condensed a fireball in his palm and threw it out. The fireball whistled and fell into the group of zombies. With a loud roar, it blew up a dozen zombies on the spot. Could be said that after entering level 2, the size of the fireball didn't change much. It was still the size of a fist, but the color was much darker, and its power had increased greatly. Then Su Chun used several other types of spells, such as icicles, wind blades, and thunderstorm, one after another, and carried out an all-around, indiscriminate slaughter of the zombies. For a moment, in front of Su Chun, flames soared into the sky, thunder roared, and the wind whistled. It was a scene of destruction. As time passed, the number of zombies that had died in Su Chun's hands had exceeded 100. Su Chun, on the other hand, was still standing on the same spot. He was able to kill countless zombies with just his spells, making it difficult for the zombies to get close to him. Yang Hao and Yang Qian, who were in the distant forest, were extremely shocked when they saw this scene. "Sister, I'm not seeing things, right? Is Chun Gu using spells to attack?" Yang Hao swallowed his saliva and asked in a daze. "I think so," Yang Qian replied. Her beautiful eyes shone with a strange light. But Chun Gu used a lot of spells. Could he be an all-around psychic? Thinking of this, Yang Hao was even more shocked. His voice trembled as he spoke. "Ah!" Yang Qian reacted with a dull expression. After Yang Hao's reminder, she suddenly realized that Su Chun did use a lot of spells, such as wind blades, fireballs, and so on. Then Yang Qian and Yang Hao looked at each other. Their mouths were wide open. Oh my God! Not only was Su Chun an evolved human, but he was also a psychic and an all-around psychic. Facing a monster like Su Chun, how could the zombies survive? Chapter 47. On the other side, Su Chun became more and more energetic as he killed. When he felt that it was not enough, he simply gave up on using spells and picked up the enchanted divine sword to engage in close combat with the zombies. 10 minutes later, the remaining zombies all fell under the butcher's knife. Su Chun heaved a sigh of relief and glanced around. Soon, more than 20 dazzling beams of light appeared in his line of sight, and a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. More than 20 fragments. He had never obtained so many fragments at once before. Just as he was about to pick them up, a group of zombies rushed out of the mine pit, and there were close to 100 of them. Su Chun could guess that it must be because he had made too much of a commotion using spells and attracted the zombies. Facing hundreds of zombies, if it were anyone else, they would have long fled for their lives. However, for Su Chun, it was just a matter of 10 minutes. Before the zombies rushed over, Su Chun did not stay idle and began to pick up the fragments. As the fragments were scattered, it was impossible to pick up all of them in a short period of time, so he picked up the black fragments first. Among the fragments that had appeared so far, the gold fragments were the most valuable, followed by the black fragments. This had been verified by the enchanted divine sword. Moreover, there was only one more intelligent chariot fragment to be collected, so Su Chun was looking forward to it. Then he grabbed toward the first black fragment. Picked up Doomsday Mall Fragment X1. 4/10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. The first fragment was not a intelligent chariot fragment, so Su Chun was not too disappointed. This was because he saw clearly that there were still 9 black fragments, and the probability of an intelligent chariot being dropped was still very high. Su Chun grabbed toward the second black fragment. Picked up Level 1 Mechanical Soldier Fragment X1. 2/10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. The third fragment was also a Level 1 Mechanical Soldier fragment. The fourth fragment was still the same. The 7th and 8th fragments were all Level 1 Mechanical Soldier fragments without exception. At this moment, Su Chun was a little uneasy. After picking up 8 Level 1 Mechanical Soldier fragments consecutively, he had already collected 9 fragments. He only needed one more to complete it. Don't tell me the last one is the same? Su Chun grabbed the last black fragment excitedly. Picked up Level 1 Mechanical Soldier Fragment *1. 10/10. Fragments are full, ready to be used. Use it. Su Chun did not expect that he would be able to gather enough Level 1 Mechanical Soldiers, instead of intelligent chariots. The moment he said use, a 2-meter-tall robot made of silver metal appeared beside him. Furthermore, it had a silver spear on its back and a shiny silver scimitar in its hand. It looks a bit awesome. Su Chun clicked his tongue in wonder. Just from its appearance, the level 1 mechanical soldier shone with a silver light, looked majestic, and looked especially cool. After that, Su Chen followed the instructions he received and took out a level 1 energy stone from his storage bag and embedded it in the chest of the mechanical soldier. In order to activate the level 1 mechanical soldier, an energy stone had to be installed. Furthermore, normal energy stones did not meet the requirements. Only a level 1 energy stone was qualified. Activated. Please give the order, Master. A silver light flashed in the eyes of the mechanical soldier as it looked at Su Chen in a very human-like manner. It can speak. Su Chen's expression changed. He pointed at the zombies that were charging toward him and ordered, "Kill them!" Chapter 48. Yes, Master. The mechanical soldier received the order, swung the machete in its hand, turned around, and rushed toward the zombies. When he ran, he was like a ferocious beast, stomping on the ground with every step he took. Su Chen stood where he was and observed carefully. The mechanical soldier was something made from 10 black pieces. Logically speaking, it should have very strong combat power. However, whether that was the case or not, he still needed to see its performance to make a judgment. In an instant, the mechanical soldier rushed into the zombie crowd, swinging its machete and slashing, killing. Normal zombies were killed with 1 strike. If it encountered a level 1 zombie, it could easily kill it with 2 or 3 strikes. This guy is strong enough. Su Chen nodded slightly, showing a satisfied look on his face. The mechanical soldier's fighting style was very fierce. It could be said that it had no defense at all, and it only used its killing moves from beginning to end. Even if there were zombies biting on its body, it would not care. At first, Su Chen was still a little worried that the mechanical soldier would be damaged. However, when he saw a zombie biting the mechanical soldier's shoulder, and even its teeth were broken, he was completely relieved. The mechanical soldier was made of metal, so normal zombies and even level 1 zombies could not do much damage to it. Su Chen also judged that although the mechanical soldier's strength was not as strong as his, it was still quite scary. Even if it encountered a level 2 zombie, it could still fight. After watching for a while, Su Chen began to pick up the other fragments since he had nothing to do. After picking up a universal oven and a breadfruit tree seed, Kieran suddenly remembered something and quickly ran forward. There were almost 100 zombies. If he killed them, he would definitely get a lot of fragments. Therefore, he did not plan to let the mechanical soldier do it. If he killed all the zombies and did not get a single fragment, it would be a big loss. Su Chen had just run closer when he suddenly saw a zombie fall under the mechanical soldier's machete, and a light beam lit up on its body. He was stunned for a moment, then he was overjoyed. Clearly, mechanical soldiers could also drop fragments from killing zombies. Then, when he encountered zombies in the future, he could use the mechanical soldier to help him kill more zombies and obtain more fragments. Not bad. Su Chen laughed, picked up the enchanted sword, and rushed into the zombie crowd. Because he was worried that zombies would be attracted, he didn't use any magic this time. After all, he had killed enough zombies today, and the harvest was enough to satisfy him, so there was no need to continue killing. Su Chen and the mechanical soldier teamed up and killed everything in their path. The zombies fell in droves and were slaughtered in the blink of an eye. At the same time, 9 beams of light lit up on the zombie corpses. Seeing that there were 9 more fragments, Su Chen could not help but laugh. He then waved his hand in the direction of the small forest. There were nearly 300 zombies. If he were to dig out the energy stones by himself, he didn't know how long it would take. Therefore, he had to ask Yang Hao and Yang Qian to come over and help. Little Tai, pay attention to the nearby movements. If there are zombies near, kill them immediately. Su Chen ordered the mechanical soldier and began to pick up the fragments. The reason why he called it Little Tai was that he felt that the name was more intimate, and it also fit the mechanical soldier's body. After all, it was made of metal. Yes, Master. The mechanical soldier responded and looked around vigilantly. Su Chen glanced at the 9 fragments, and his eyelids suddenly twitched. He said softly, "Colorful fragments." Chapter 49. 5 meters away from Su Chun, there was a colorful shard that was emitting a beautiful light. Su Chun had picked up quite a number of shards, but they were all monochromatic. This was the first time he had seen a colorful shard. Out of curiosity, the first shard he picked up was this colorful shard. Picked up, upgrade gem shard *1. 1-1. Shards full. Ready to use. Use. As soon as he finished speaking, a hexagonal green gem appeared in Su Chen's hand. It was like a piece of high-quality jade, green and without any impurities. After receiving the feedback, he was even more excited. Upgrade gem was simply used to level up. Mechanical soldier, pulse pistol, and even the storage bag could all be used to level up. Level 1 mechanical soldier would become Level 2 mechanical soldier after leveling up. Level 1 pulse pistol would become Level 2 pulse pistol after leveling up. After the storage bag leveled up, the original 10 cubic meters of space would be expanded to 20 cubic meters. Good stuff. Su Chun stared at the upgrade gem and was very excited. Originally, after obtaining the Level 2 All Attributes shard and collecting the Level 1 Mechanical Soldier shards, he felt that his harvest was already quite rich. However, after knowing the use of the upgrade gem, he was still a little uneasy. Imagine, after the Level 1 Mechanical Soldier leveled up, its strength would be able to compete with a Level 3 zombie. When the Level 1 Pulse Pistol became Level 2, it would be able to easily kill a Level 2 zombie. It could be said that no matter which one he leveled up, Su Chen's strength would greatly increase. In addition, there were also great benefits to leveling up the storage bag. 10 cubic meters of space did not seem small, but as more and more zombies were killed, the number of good items dropped would also increase. 10 cubic meters of space was a little stretched. Which one should I level up? Su Chun was a little conflicted. The upgrade gem was awesome, but there was only one. He could not decide at the moment, so he simply put it in the storage bag. It would not be too late to use it when he made up his mind. At this time, Yang Qian and Yang Hao had already run over excitedly. When the mechanical soldier saw a stranger approaching, it immediately blocked in front of Su Chun. It was ordered to kill any zombies it saw, but it did not know how to treat humans. Adhering to the principle of loyalty, he immediately protected Su Chun. Chenggu, what is this metal guy? Yang Hao's eyes widened as he kept looking at the mechanical soldier with a face full of surprise. It's called Little Iron. Su Chun curled his lips and said with a smile, "It's a robot and can be considered as my personal bodyguard." What's a robot? Yang Hao was a little confused. A mechanical was a name, he had never heard of it before. Su Chun thought for a moment and said, "It can be considered a puppet with intelligence." A puppet, a puppet. A mechanical was not a mechanical puppet's Zhao. Su Chun added the adjective intelligent in front of his words. Puppet. Yang Hao muttered. He had heard of puppets before, but he had never heard of such a strange and powerful puppet like the mechanical soldier. Moreover, he immediately realized that Su Chun was an evolver and a Dharma psychic master. Now, he even had such a powerful puppet god. How many trump cards does Su Chun have? How strong is he? Yang Hao's heart was in turmoil, and he could not calm down for a long time. Chapter 50. Yang Qian glanced at the mechanical soldier and then turned to Su Chun. She asked, "Su Chun, are you also a psychic?" Beside him, Yang Hao added, "An all-elemental Dharma psychic?" Su Chun smiled and did not comment. Other than being an evolver and a psychic, he was also a divine psychic, but there was no need to say it out loud. Looking at Su Chun's expression, Yang Qian was sure that Su Chun was indeed an all-round psychic. She sighed in her heart. To have such achievements at such a young age, what a rare man. Let's hurry up and dig for energy stones, Su Chun said. Yang Qian and Yang Hao came back to their senses and did not think too much about it. They began to dig. There were more than 300 energy stones to be dug out, and it was enough to keep them busy. Su Chun was not in a hurry to dig out the energy stones. There were still fragments waiting to be picked up. After spending 5 minutes, Su Chun finished picking up the fragments. The remaining fragments were mostly potions, seeds, and the like. The only thing that piqued Su Chen's interest was the level 1 pulse pistol and a level 1 constitution potion. Level 1 pulse pistol killing zombies below level 2 was easy, fast, and effortless. He was quite happy to be able to get another one. The level 1 constitution potion was not simple. After taking it, one could become a level 1 evolver in a short time. It was very difficult to become an evolver. For example, in the original Tianan colony, there were only 10 evolvers out of 10,000 people. However, the level 1 constitution potion could easily turn someone into an evolver. It was obvious how valuable it was. Su Chun even thought that if he put it on the market, it would definitely cause a sensation and countless people would go crazy to buy it. Of course, he would not sell such a precious item. After a while, Su Chun also began to dig for energy stones, especially those from the level 1 zombies. Compared to ordinary energy stones, level 1 energy stones were slightly larger and brighter in color. Most importantly, the energy contained within them was denser. Su Chun now had an additional level 1 mechanical soldier, and its power source was a level 1 energy stone. Therefore, he had to collect all the level 1 energy stones and leave them for the level 1 mechanical soldiers. An hour later, all the energy stones were finally dug out. Looking at the pile of shining energy stones in the storage bag, Su Chun was satisfied and didn't want to continue hunting zombies. Then, he put the level 1 mechanical soldier into his storage bag and rushed back to the valley with Yang Qian. As soon as they returned to the valley, Su Chun began to distribute the energy stones. He gave Yang Qian and Yang Hao 20 ordinary energy stones each. As for himself, he still had 260 common energy stones, 20 level 1 energy stones, and 1 level 2 energy stone. Yang Hao looked at the 20 energy stones in his hand and smiled like a fool. Su Chun, thank you. Yang Qian expressed her heartfelt gratitude. 20 energy stones was something that she could only dream of in the past. You're welcome. Su Chun smiled and then chatted for a while before returning to the cave. Sitting on the wooden bed, Su Chun opened the storage bag and began to count the things inside. Canned food took up more than half of the storage bag. There were more other kinds of things, and each of them was expensive. It was no exaggeration to say that Su Chen's family was so rich that it was richer than some small colonies. Chapter 51. Glancing inside the storage bag, Su Chen's eyes first fell on the glass bottles filled with various potions. There were 5 types of potions: antivirus potion, healing potion, level 1 constitution potion, full attribute mana potion, and pet potion. Among them, there were 7 bottles of antivirus potion, followed by 3 bottles of pet potion. There was only 1 bottle of each of the remaining potions. Su Chun sorted out the different types of potions and started to deal with the energy stones. Considering that there might be an emergency, he filled the pulse pistols with normal energy stones and installed more than 100 of them in each pistol. The remaining 20 level 1 energy stones were installed on the mechanical soldiers. With 20 of them, the mechanical soldiers would not have to worry about energy for a long time. As for the only level 2 energy stone, since he did not need it for the time being, he put it together with the upgrade gem. Then, he started to organize the seeds again. The number and types of seeds were more than the potions. Su Chun currently has hard fruit seed, bread tree seed, apple tree seed, banana tree seed, strawberry seed, watermelon seed. After sorting out the seeds, Su Chun took out a breadfruit seed. The information he had received was that after the breadfruit seed was planted, it would grow and bear fruit in a very short period of time, and it would only take 24 hours to bear fruit. Since he had nothing to do, Su Chun decided to verify the authenticity of the information. Then, he dug a pile of soil from outside and buried the breadfruit seed. He watered it and stood aside to observe. After a few breaths, a magical scene played out. A small green sapling broke out of the soil and grew at a speed visible to the naked eye. After 10 minutes, it grew into a 2-meter-tall plant. Its trunk was as thick as a thigh, straight and well-proportioned. On top of it was an umbrella-shaped tree crown. The wide leaves were green and exuded vitality. Just as Su Chun was marveling at the sight, he noticed bowl-sized flowers blooming under the canopy. There were a total of 10 flowers, and they were clustered together in a colorful cluster. Are they going to bear fruit? Su Chun stared at the flowers. Just as this thought flashed through his mind, he saw the flowers wither and fall to the ground at the same time, replaced by yellow fruits that were the same color as bread. At first, the fruit was only the size of a thumb, but in the blink of an eye, it grew to the size of an apple and continued to grow until it reached the size of a watermelon. Looking at the strangely shaped fruits, Su Chun muttered, "Is this bread or fruit?" After calming himself down, he casually plucked one and took a bite. "Not bad," Su Chun praised. The fruit in his hand not only had the aroma of bread, but also the unique sweetness of fruit. It was very sweet and delicious. Su Chun hadn't eaten bread for a long time, so he started to gobble it up. After eating one breadfruit seed, he still felt that it wasn't enough, so he ate 2 more before stopping. After eating his fill, Su Chun picked all the remaining fruits and put them into his storage bag. The breadfruit tree's fruiting period was 24 hours. If he didn't pick it in time, it would be a waste. After that, Su Chun took out the newly obtained universal oven and studied it. Chapter 52. From the outside, the universal oven was just a normal barbecue rack. The only difference was that there was a control panel on the side. The control panel had a wide range of uses. Not only could it control the heat, but it could also change the taste of the barbecue. Simply put, there was no need to add any seasonings. As long as you pressed the button, the barbecue would have a slight spicy or original flavor. Interesting. Su Chun narrowed his eyes. It had been a long time since he had barbecued meat, so he was craving it. He even thought about hunting a mutant beast tomorrow for a barbecue. However, mutant beasts were not easy to kill. Plus, he still had 3 bottles of pet potion. If he encountered a mutant beast, he would first take it as his spirit pet to increase his strength. After putting the universal oven into his storage bag, Su Chun laid on the wooden bed and muttered, "Looks like I have to change my plan." Originally, he planned to stay in the Huangzi Mountains for 3 days and then rush to King Kong City. He didn't expect that today's harvest would far exceed his expectations. There was no need to waste another day. The only pity was that after killing so many zombies, he didn't get a single intelligent chariot fragment. In this case, he could only walk to King Kong City. Tomorrow I will go to the Wolf Valley, and the day after tomorrow to King Kong City. Su Chun made up his mind. He slowly closed his eyes and began to rest. The next morning, Su Chun woke up early. After a night of rest, his face was refreshed. After hurriedly finishing his breakfast, he went to Yang Hao's cave and explained the purpose of his visit. "Su Chun, you really want to go to the Wolf Valley?" Yang Qian looked at Su Chun in a daze. Although Su Chun's main purpose was to get the blue fruit, he could also rescue her father. "Yes." Su Chun nodded. His handsome face revealed a confident smile. With his current strength and trump cards, the trip to the Wolf Valley would not be a problem. Thinking about Su Chun's terrifying ability to kill more than 300 zombies, Yang Qian didn't say anything more. "Chun Gu, shall I go with you?" Yang Hao suggested. The Wolf Valley was over 50 miles away from here. Su Chun had just arrived and was unfamiliar with the place, so he wanted to act as a guide for Su Chun. "No need. I alone am enough." Su Chun refused. For him, it would take at most half a day to cover a distance of 50 miles. Besides, Yang Hao was too weak. He didn't want to bring a burden with him. "After I leave, don't go out to hunt zombies." Su Chun reminded them before he left after asking about the specific location of the Wolf Valley. Then, under the watchful eyes of Yang Qian and Yang Hao, he left alone. "Sister, if father is trapped in the Wolf Valley, with my understanding of Chun Gu, he will definitely rescue father." When Su Chun's figure disappeared from sight, Yang Hao slowly said, "How many days have you known him?" Yang Qian whispered. In her heart, she was wondering what kind of person Su Chun was. Su Chun looked cold and ruthless. Those who provoked him did not have a good ending. They were all killed. But he knew how to repay kindness. Yang Hao only let him rest at home for a few hours, and he killed Lu Shurong and his son, helping them out of danger. Then, he took them to hunt zombies and gave them a lot of energy stones. and this time it was very likely that he would be able to rescue their father. Really an unfathomable guy. Unconsciously, Yang Qian had an indescribable feeling towards Su Chun. Chapter 53. The Huangzi mountain range was vast, and there were many mutated beasts. Most of them lived in the depths of the Huangzi mountain range, and only a few of them went to the outskirts. The Wolf Valley was located in the depths. After half a day, Su Chun finally found the location of the Wolf Valley. His journey was not smooth sailing, and he was attacked by a level 1 mutated beast that looked like a wild boar. Considering that he only had 3 bottles of pet potion on him, and that he had to leave them for the 3 mutated wolves, he killed it. He kept the corpse in his storage bag, saving it for future barbecue. After killing the mutated beast, he unexpectedly obtained a fragment of mana recovery potion. At first, Su Chun thought that only zombies would drop fragments, but he did not expect that killing mutated beasts would drop fragments as well, and this made him very excited. From the outside, the Wolf Valley did not look special. It was surrounded by mountains, and each mountain peak reached the clouds. Climbing in from the mountains was harder than climbing to the sky, and there was only one way to enter the Wolf Valley. In between 2 of the mountains, there was a very narrow gap, and this was the only way to enter the Wolf Valley. Su Chun stood in place and looked for a while, then took out a pulse pistol and slowly walked along the gap. After walking for about 50 meters, the front suddenly opened up. Su Chun stepped out of the gap, and the first thing that came into his sight was a giant tree that was as tall as a 10-story building. At the top of the giant tree was a dense canopy that covered the sky, and almost covered the entire sky of the Wolf Valley. In addition, below the giant tree, there were 3 large mutated wolves, each of them more than 3 meters long. The colors of their fur were different as well. They were red, green, and white respectively. The moment Su Chun stepped into the Wolf Valley, the 3 mutated wolves got up from the ground with a whoosh. They bared their fangs and looked at Su Chun with murderous eyes. They should be the 3 mutated wolves in the Wolf Valley. Su Chun's eyes flickered. After putting the pulse pistol into the storage bag, he walked straight to the 3 mutant wolves. Woo-woo. When the 3 mutated wolves saw that Su Chun did not run, and even dared to walk towards them, they roared angrily and made an attacking posture. They look fierce, I wonder how strong they are? Su Chun did not care, and continued to walk forward. But at this time, on a thick branch of the giant tree, stood a middle-aged man with messy hair. When he saw Su Chun's action, he hurriedly called out, "Little brother, run. Those are 3 level 1 mutated wolves." Hearing this, Su Chun looked up. After seeing the middle-aged man's face clearly, his heart moved slightly. Although the man had messy hair on his facial features were clearly seen by Su Chun's eyes. It could be said that the middle-aged man's appearance was 70 to 80% similar to Yang Hao. "Uncle, are you Yang Ling Tian?" Su Chun asked loudly. "I am Yang Ling Tian. Do you know me?" Yang Ling Tian replied, but his face suddenly changed, and he shouted, "Be careful!" At this time, the 3 mutated wolves suddenly attacked. Their attack style was different from other mutated beasts, and they did not rush forward to engage in close combat, but instead used spells to attack. The red mutated wolf spat out a fireball. The green mutated wolf spat out a green vine. The white mutated wolf spat out a silver icicle. The fire, wood, and ice spells all flew towards Su Chun. "It's over," Yang Ling Tian, who was on the giant tree, sighed. From his point of view, Su Chun would not be able to dodge the 3 mutated wolves' spells at the same time, and only death awaited him. Chapter 54. It knows spells too. Su Chun was not surprised. Instead, he was delighted. Generally speaking, mutated beasts rarely used spells. However, once they had spells, their abilities would be like his, crushing opponents of the same level. It was even possible for them to kill opponents of a higher level. Su Chun had already planned to tame these 3 mutated wolves. Of course, he wanted them to be as strong as possible. In the face of the incoming attack, Su Chun casually waved his hand, and a gray wind blade flew out. In an instant, it collided with the fireball, vines, and icicles. It easily sliced them apart. Then, it flew towards the green mutated wolf. The green mutated wolf obviously did not expect Su Chun to be not only a psychic, but also release such a powerful wind blade. It was too late for it to dodge now. It could only watch as the wind blade slashed its body. Then it was sent flying. There was a long and narrow wound on its body. The flesh inside was white and fresh blood was flowing out. Fortunately, the 3 spells from before had offset part of the wind blade's power. Otherwise, it would have died on the spot. He's actually a magic psychic, and a level 2 magic psychic at that. Yang Ling Tian, who was on top of the giant tree, cried out in shock. The situation had taken a turn for the worse. He originally thought that Su Chun was dead for sure. Unexpectedly, Su Chun was a Dharma psychic master, and his strength was abnormally strong. Not only did he destroy 3 spells with a casual attack, but he also severely injured one of the mutated wolves. There was no doubt that someone with such terrifying abilities must be a level 2 psychic. When the remaining 2 mutated wolves saw their comrade fall to the ground, they were instantly enraged. The white mutated wolf howled and stopped using spells to attack Su Chun. It moved its feet and leaped towards Su Chun in a few leaps. The red mutated wolf circled around from the side and used a sneak attack. You guys are quite smart. I'm starting to like you guys. Su Chun narrowed his eyes and a strange smile appeared on his face. The 2 mutated wolves knew that they were no match for the 2 of them even if they used spells, so they chose to engage in close combat. It seemed that they were quite intelligent. This made him even more determined to take the 3 mutated wolves as his spiritual pets. Not good. Yang Lingtian's expression changed abruptly as he cried out in alarm. The 2 mutated wolves chose to engage in close combat, which was very disadvantageous for the psychic. The reason why Dharma psychics were so powerful was that they could launch long-range attacks and make their opponents tired. On the other hand, a magic psychic's close combat ability was almost zero. Once an opponent got close to them, they were destined to die. Hurry up and cast your spell techniques to stop them. Yang Lingtian was extremely anxious. He could clearly see that Su Chun didn't release any spells, nor did he choose to dodge. Instead, he just stood there in a daze, as if he had been scared silly. At this time, the white mutated wolf had already arrived in front of Su Chun. It opened its bloody mouth and bit down on Su Chun's head. It's over. Yang Lingtian was certain that Su Chun wouldn't be able to survive this time. Just as he was about to close his eyes and couldn't bear to see Su Chun's miserable end, Su Chun made his move. And once he made his move, it was as fast as lightning. Su Chun grabbed the white mutated wolf's neck and a vigorous force spread out from his hand. The mutated wolf struggled non-stop as if it was about to die. His 2 eyeballs were rolled back. What's going on? Yang Lingtian was dumbfounded. Su Chun was afraid that he would accidentally choke the mutated wolf to death, so he directly threw it to the ground. There was a loud bang. The white mutated wolf came into close contact with the ground. Under the impact of the huge impact, a shallow dent appeared under its body. The huge wolf's mouth was foaming and its body was twitching non-stop. Chapter 55. Evolver. He's also an evolver. Yang Lingtian's head buzzed as he witnessed the scene. He was so shocked that his jaw almost dropped to the ground. At this moment, he suddenly realized something. No wonder Su Chun didn't dodge or use any spells. He was also an evolver. Moreover, he was a level 2 evolver. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to crush a level 1 mutant wolf so easily. Thinking that Su Chun was a level 2 evolver and a level 2 magician, Yang Lingtian's heart was in turmoil. His breathing became abnormally heavy. After Su Chun finished dealing with the white mutant wolf, he turned around and looked at the red mutant wolf. The red mutant wolf originally planned to sneak attack, but it didn't expect Su Chun to be so strong. It immediately stopped. When Su Chun's gaze fell on it, the red mutant wolf trembled and whimpered softly, slowly retreating. Can you run away? Su Chun mocked as he walked towards the red mutant wolf. He knew very well that the red mutant wolf was afraid. However, he didn't plan to let it go so easily. In order to tame all of them, besides using the pet potion, he also needed to instill a deep fear in the mutant wolves. Only by using both methods could they become more loyal. When the red mutant wolf saw the evil smile on Su Chen's face, it was scared and turned around to escape. However, could it escape from Su Chen? The answer was obvious. Su Chen was already faster as a level 2 evolver, and with the rapid war boots, his speed was as fast as lightning. Before the red mutant wolf could run a few steps, Su Chen caught up with it. Then it fell to the ground heavily, just like the white mutated wolf. After subduing the 3 mutant wolves, Su Chen took out the pet potion and fed them one by one. After taking the pet potion, the 3 mutated wolves were like 3 pugs, crawling at Su Chen's feet, wagging their tails and begging for mercy. If this scene was seen by people who didn't understand the situation, they would definitely think that the 3 mutated wolves were Su Chen's 3 dogs and would never think that they were mutated wolves. Yang Lingtian had witnessed the entire process, but even though he had seen it with his own eyes, he still felt deeply incredulous. One had to know that mutant beasts were extremely ferocious. Even if one wanted to tame them, it would be extremely difficult. How could there be someone like Su Chen, who was able to tame 3 mutated wolves after drinking a bottle of potion? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced around. Seeing that the 3 mutated wolves were very docile, he felt relieved. Then, he shouted towards the giant tree, "Uncle, there's no danger. Come down." Yang Lingtian hesitated for a moment before climbing down from the tree. When he came to Su Chen's side, he fixed his eyes on Su Chen and sized him up. When he saw that Su Chen was not even 20 years old, his eyelids suddenly jumped and he asked, "Little brother, how old are you this year?" 17. Su Chen didn't hide and said bluntly, "Hiss." Yang Lingtian sucked in a breath of cold air. He was extremely shocked. A 17-year-old level 2 evolutionary. A 17-year-old level 2 psychic. Yang Lingtian couldn't imagine how high Su Chen's future achievements would be. "My name is Su Chen. I'm Yang Hao's friend." Seeing that Yang Lingtian was in a daze, Su Chen rubbed his nose and introduced himself. "Ah!" Yang Lingtian recovered and said in surprise, "You're Yang Hao's friend?" Yang Lingtian was a little excited that his son had such a strong friend. In order to survive in the post-apocalyptic world, if he could have the help of a strong person like Su Chen, it would undoubtedly increase his chances of survival. Chapter 56. We are indeed friends. Su Chen nodded and looked at the giant tree, asking, "Uncle, does the blue fruit grow on this tree?" Other than this giant tree, there was nothing else in the Wolf Valley. If there really was a blue fruit, it could only grow on this giant tree. "The blue fruits are all with me, for in total, you can have them all," Yang Lingtian said as he took out 4 light blue fruits and handed them to Su Chen. If it wasn't for Su Chen's help, he would have been trapped here for the rest of his life. To him, Su Chen was equivalent to saving his life, so it was natural for him to give away all the blue fruits. "I'll take 2. Su Chen smiled as he took 2 and looked at them. The blue fruit wasn't big, only the size of a longan fruit. Its surface was embellished with a faint blue light and there was a fragrance that was intoxicating. The reason why Su Chen wanted 2 was mainly for Tan Lin. The blue fruit had a high chance of turning a person into a spirit reader, so 2 was enough. "You really only want 2? Yang Lingtian asked uncertainly. After all, the blue fruit was a top-grade spiritual material that could only be found by chance. Even if he didn't use it himself, it would be worth a fortune on the market. Could Su Chen resist this temptation? The blue fruit was good, but only to others. Su Chen didn't really care about it. He relied on picking up fragments to increase his strength. If it wasn't for Tan Lin, he probably wouldn't have even taken a single one. "Uncle, don't worry about it," Su Chen promised and said, "Let's go back." Now that he had the blue fruit and tamed 3 mutated wolves, he had achieved his goal. There was no need to stay here any longer. "Okay, let's go back now," Yang Lingtian replied excitedly. After being trapped in the Wolf Valley for more than half a year, he was constantly worried about Yang Qian and Yang Hao. Now, he just wanted to go back as soon as possible and reunite with his two children. Little Green, you lead the way. Su Chun ordered the green mutated wolf. The green mutated wolf was severely injured by his wind blade, but after taking the healing potion, its wounds had already healed and it was now full of energy. After receiving Su Chen's order, Little Green made a very human-like sound as if it understood Su Chen's words and ran to the front to lead the way. Yang Ling Tian, who was next to him, was stunned. He secretly thought that Su Chen was really a strange person. Not only was his strength extraordinary, but his method of taming mutated beasts were miraculous. When the sky gradually darkened, Su Chun and Yang Lingtian returned to the valley. Yang Lingtian's family reunited and cried tears of joy. Su Chun, thank you. Yang Qian walked in front of Su Chun with tears in her beautiful eyes and sincerely expressed her gratitude. You're welcome. Su Chun laughed and said, come to my cave. I'll treat you to barbecue. Since he had killed a mutant wild boar, the almighty oven could finally come in handy. Yang Hao's eyes lit up when he heard that there was barbecue. Then, Su Chun took out the wild boar, processed it briefly and began to barbecue it. Soon, the cave was filled with the rich aroma of the meat. Chen Gu, I don't think it's spicy enough. Can it be spicier? Yang Hao asked while eating. No problem. Su Chun turned the switch and increased the spiciness level a little. Yang Qian can't eat spicy food? No problem, we have 5 spices. Yang Lingtian wanted to eat slightly spicy food. It was a piece of cake. All he had to do was turn the switch. The function of the omnipotent oven was utilized to the extreme. The meat was perfect in color, aroma, and taste, and it could even be adjusted. Yang Lingtian and the other two were amazed. Chapter 57. The 3 mutated wolves at the side looked at Su Chen's group of 4 chatting and laughing as they ate the barbecued meat. Looking at the pitiful looks of the mutated wolves, Su Chun could not help but laugh. He then took out some barbecued meat and gave it to them. For people and 3 mutated wolves, their appetite was astonishing. 1 wild boar was obviously not enough, so Su Chun took out some breadfruits. Just as everyone was eating with relish, a mournful scream suddenly came from outside the cave, followed by a commotion and exclamation. What's going on? Su Chen's eyelids twitched, and he threw away the barbecued meat in his hand and rushed out of the cave. Yang Lingtian and the other two's faces also changed, and they all followed behind Su Chen. At this time, the valley was in chaos, and the people who originally lived here were all running for their lives. The ones chasing after them were 8 bear-like mutated beasts that were about 3 meters tall and as big as a small mountain. These bear-like mutated beasts were extremely strong and ferocious. Every time a human fell into their hands, they would be torn in half. Level 1 Raging Rock Bear. Yang Lingtian recognized the beasts at a glance, and his face became extremely serious. Although the Raging Rock Bear was only level 1, their skin was thick and their strength was great. Their actual combat power was not below a level 2 evolver. Moreover, there were 8 of them. Even a level 2 evolver would have to face them. Chen Gu, let's run. Seeing the humans being torn to shreds one by one, Yang Hao's heart was filled with fear, and his little face turned pale. Su Chun, we can't afford to provoke the Raging Rock Bear. Let's quickly retreat. Yang Lingtian suggested. Although he knew that Su Chen's strength was abnormally strong, he did not think that Su Chun would be a match for 8 level 1 Raging Rock Bears. Run? Why should we run? Su Chun rubbed his nose and said indifferently. The Raging Rock Bear was a terrifying beast in the eyes of others, but in his eyes, it was just a pile of barbecued meat and energy stones. Moreover, it might even drop fragments. Not to mention not running away, he wouldn't let any of these 8 Raging Rock Bears go. Su Chun, you're not thinking of killing them, are you? Yang Lingtian's expression changed slightly. Then, he clenched his fists and vowed, if you don't want to leave, we'll fight them. Considering that Su Chun was a level 2 evolver and a level 2 psychic, as well as having 3 mutant wolf soul pets, they had a chance of defeating the Raging Rock Bear. Of course, this decision was also very risky. If they weren't a match for him, they would all be buried here. All of you hide in the cave. I'll do it myself. Su Chun smiled faintly, then rushed towards the nearest raging rock bear. Killing mutant beasts had a chance of dropping fragments. If Yang Lingtian joined in and didn't drop fragments, then he would suffer a great loss. All of you go into the cave. I'll go help Su Chun. Yang Lingtian pushed Yang Qian and Yang Hao into the cave. Just as he was about to go out to help, he was stopped by Yang Qian. Dad, listen to Su Chun. Yang Qian looked at Yang Lingtian and said firmly, since Su Chun said so, then he has full confidence. Don't go out and cause trouble for him. When she first met Su Chun, she also felt that Su Chun was bragging. However, after getting to know him, she realized that no matter what Su Chun said, he always did it. From killing Lu Shurong to killing more than 300 zombies alone, it all proved this point. Therefore, she was full of confidence in Su Chun. She also believed that as long as Su Chun said he could do it, he would do it. There was no doubt about this point. You trust him that much? Yang Lingtian was slightly stunned and muttered in his heart. Is Su Chun really that strong? He can even kill 8 level 1 raging rock bears? A smile appeared on Yang Qian's beautiful face as she nodded heavily. Chapter 58. Outside the cave, when the raging rock bear saw that a human had taken the initiative to come to its door, it excitedly pounded its chest a few times and then threw a punch at Su Chun. Before the punch arrived, a strong gust of wind blew at Su Chun's face, causing his clothes to flutter. Interesting, you actually want to fight me head-on. Su Chun smiled contemptuously. He released his mental energy and wrapped it around his fist, adding a layer of defense to it, and then threw a punch at the bear. In an instant, the two fists, one big and one small, collided fiercely. Kacha! Along with the crisp sound of bones breaking, the raging rock bear's huge fist broke inch by inch, and even its thick arm broke into several pieces. With one blow, it was clear who was stronger and who was weaker. Su Chun was like a god descending from the heavens, unstoppable. While crushing the raging rock bear's fist, he took advantage of the situation and threw another punch, hitting the raging rock bear right in the middle of its head. There was a loud bang. The raging rock bear's head exploded, and blood splattered all over the sky. Damn! He's too strong. Yang Lingtian, who was in the cave, saw this scene and could not help but shiver. 2 punches, just 2 punches, and a raging rock bear that was comparable to a level 2 evolver was killed. At this moment, he had a new understanding of Su Chun's strength. Yang Qian's gaze never left Su Chun, and when she saw the raging rock bear fall, a strange light flashed in her eyes. At the same time, her face was slightly flushed, and her heart seemed to be beating wildly. Since ancient times, heroes loved beauties, but beauties would also look at heroes differently. Su Chun was so brave, and he was no different from a hero. Coupled with his handsome appearance, it could be said that he was a rare man in the world. Unknowingly, Yang Qian's heart had a ripple. Chun Gu is awesome. Witnessing Su Chun's invincible might, Yang Hao's expression shook, and he clenched his fists in excitement. On the other side, Su Chun killed another raging rock bear in the blink of an eye, and it even dropped a black fragment. However, he didn't have the time to pick it up because he was targeted by the 3 raging rock bears. The raging rock bears seemed to be quite intelligent. After seeing how strong Su Chun was, they didn't attack one by one. Instead, they attacked together, wanting to surround and kill Su Chun. Su Chun was still fearless. When the 3 furious rock bears rushed up, a black saber suddenly appeared in his hand. It was the enchanted magic saber. After injecting wind element magic power into it, the enchanted godly saber became more than 3 meters long, and gray light gathered on the blade. Su Chun gripped the hilt of his saber and swept it forward. A gray arc appeared in midair, as if it could even shatter the void. The 3 raging rock bears that rushed up were cut into 2 on the spot, as if they were made of paper, and fell to the ground. Hiss! Yang Lingtian sucked in a breath of cold air. He was once again shocked by Su Chun's powerful attack. Awesome! Yang Hao exclaimed, Other than awesome, he didn't know how to describe Su Chen's strength. After killing 5 raging rock bears in a row, there were only 3 left in the valley. When the 3 raging rock bears saw their companions die one after another, they didn't care about chasing other humans. After looking at each other, they actually scattered and fled. Although they were bloodthirsty, they knew fear when facing a strong person like Su Chen who could crush them. Chapter 59. He had just killed 5 raging rock bears and only obtained 1 shard. Su Chen was quite dissatisfied. How could he let the 3 raging rock bears escape? He instantly activated the rapid war boots and Su Chen's speed sword to the extreme. He was even faster than a level 3 evolver, and he chased after them like a flash of lightning. Poo, piu, piu. After 3 slashes, the 3 raging rock bears died on the spot, and one of them lit up with a colorful light. Colorful shard. Su Chen was indescribably excited and grabbed it. The last time he picked up the colorful shard, it had dropped a upgrade gem, and it was very useful. Because there were too many things to upgrade, he could not decide which to upgrade first, so he was not willing to use it. And the colorful shard in front of him could very well be an upgrade gem, which made him overjoyed. Sure enough, just as Su Chen expected, when his finger touched the colorful shard, a strange sound echoed in his mind. Picked up, upgrade gem shard *1. 1-1. The shard is full, can be used. Use. Seeing the emerald-like gem in his hand, Su Chen smiled. What is Su Chen doing? Seeing Su Chen standing there and smiling foolishly, Yang Ling Tian was deeply puzzled. Chenggu is always like this. It will be fine in a while, Yang Hao said casually. Su Chen would often appear like this when he picked up the shards. Yang Hao had seen it a few times, so he was not surprised. The moment he obtained the upgrade gem, Su Chen used it to upgrade his storage bag. Because the 8 raging rock bears' bodies needed to be stored, the original 10 cubic meters of space was obviously not enough. After upgrading his storage bag, Su Chen waved his hand toward the cave and walked toward the black shard. Chen Go called us to dig for energy stones. Yang Hao was very familiar with Su Chen's action and ran out of the cave excitedly. Yang Qian and Yang Ling Tian looked at each other and followed. Su Chen walked to the black shard and grabbed it. Picked up, intelligent chariot shard *1. 10-10. The shard is full, can be used. Su Chen was excited again. He did not expect it to be an intelligent chariot shard. In this way, the intelligent war chariot was also gathered. Use. In Su Chen's hand appeared a 20-centimeter-long car model that looked like a caravan. It looked very exquisite. 10 fragments, and that's all you got? Su Chen's face darkened, and he was a little unhappy. But at that moment, some information about the intelligent chariot appeared in his mind. After reading it, Su Chen's expression became a lot more strange. The information said that the intelligent chariot was an upgraded chariot. It could be enlarged or shrunk and was equipped with many functions such as attack, defense, investigation, and so on. All in all, the intelligent chariot was very powerful. It was extremely powerful. Did I not understand? Su Chen was suspicious, but he did not have the time to study it. After putting the intelligent chariot into his storage bag, he started digging for energy stones. With the help of Yang Hao and the others, 8 level 1 energy stones were dug out quickly. As the level 1 energy stones were the energy to power the mechanical soldiers, Su Chen kept all of them and did not distribute them. Yang Ling Tian and the others did not have any objections. Later, Su Chen put the bodies of the 8 raging rock bears into his storage bag, which shocked Yang Ling Tian. Chapter 60. Su Chen looked around and did not find any other mutated beasts. He then asked Yang Ling Tian and the other 2, "Did mutated beasts come here before?" Normally, mutated beasts lived in the depths of the Huangzi Mountains and rarely came out. Even if they came out, there would be at most 1 or 2. It was rare to see 8 level 1 mutated beasts all at once. Moreover, Su Chen could vaguely hear roars and screams coming from afar. This meant that the other human settlements were also attacked by mutated beasts. Mutated beasts would not come here for no reason, and there are so many of them, Yang Lingtian muttered. His face suddenly changed. In this situation, it is very likely that the mutated beasts have rioted and formed a beast tide. Hearing this, Yang Qian and Yang Hao's faces changed at the same time. Beast tide, Su Chen muttered. His face sank slightly. A beast tide was similar to a zombie tide. They were formed when the number of beasts reached a certain level. However, compared to a zombie tide, a beast tide was more terrifying. Mutated beasts were generally much stronger than zombies. Moreover, most of the mutated beasts were high-leveled. Once they gathered together, the destructive power was unimaginable. Su Chen, we have to leave this place quickly, Yang Lingtian said with a serious expression. The raging rock bear was only the vanguard of the mutated beast army. Once the main force came, they would not be able to survive. Okay, Su Chen agreed. He originally wanted to leave here tomorrow and go to King Kong City. There was nothing wrong with leaving now. Okay, let's pack up and leave immediately, Yang Lingtian replied. He then brought Yang Qian and Yang Hao back to the cave to pack up. Su Chen also returned to his cave. There were very few things he could pack. It was just the universal oven and some roasted pork. As for the bread tree, he did not know if it could survive if he dug it out. He planned to leave it in the cave. Maybe one day he could come back here again. After packing up his things, Su Chen walked around the cave for a while before walking out. Yang Lingtian and the other two also finished packing up. Soon they met up with Su Chen. However, Su Chen discovered that there were more than a dozen people following them. He had seen a few of them before. They were all residents of this valley. Originally, there were more than 100 people in the valley. After being slaughtered by the raging rock bear, only a dozen or so people were lucky enough to escape with their lives. Su Chen, they want to leave with us, Yang Qian explained. After witnessing Su Chen's strength, those people knew that if they wanted to live, the only way was to follow Su Chen. No, Su Chen flatly refused. In an environment like the apocalypse, having more people did not necessarily equate to having more power. If they were all evolvers, it would be easier to deal with them. However, they were all ordinary people and had no combat power. Not only would they not be of any help, but they would also attract the attention of zombies and mutant beasts. It would also bring unnecessary trouble to him. Moreover, people's hearts were unpredictable. Su Chen had not interacted with them before. How would he know who they were? Why? A young man seemed to be angry. However, he seemed to be afraid of Su Chen's strength. He suppressed his anger and said, "You are so strong. Why can't you keep me by your side? Yes, please help us. We promise we won't cause you any trouble." Another man chimed in. "What does my strength have to do with you?" Su Chen sneered. These people obviously thought of him as their savior. However, they were not related to him. He had no obligation to save them. Yang Qian had been with these people for a long time. She could not bear it. She wanted to persuade them, but she thought of Su Chen's way of doing things. She was worried that she would say something wrong to anger Su Chen and cause Su Chen to be disgusted. Thus, she remained silent. Chapter 61. In this post-apocalyptic world, humans are weak. We should help each other. You are so strong. Why are you so cruel to us? An old man with white hair could not help but question Su Chen. The little boy next to him rolled his eyes and said to Yang Qian, "Sister Yang Qian, why don't you say something for us? We have lived in the same valley for many years." "That's right. Yang Hao, you should say something too. Yang Lingtian, you are also a level 1 evolver. Do you want to watch us die?" The others also echoed, but most of them were complaining. It was as if they died, it would be Yang Qian's fault. "Shut up," Su Chen roared. He glanced at them and said coldly, "I will say it again, I am not a savior. Your life and death have nothing to do with me. Don't follow us, otherwise don't blame me for being impolite." Under the pressure of Su Chen's powerful aura, the dozen or so people were scared witless, and all of them obediently shut their mouths. "Let's go." Su Chun retracted his gaze and called out. Yang Lingtian and the other two nodded and silently followed behind Su Chun. None of the dozen or so people dared to follow him because of fear. Just when Su Chun and his group walked more than 20 meters away, a rather beautiful young woman in revealing clothes caught up with them and shouted, "Handsome, wait a minute, I have something to say." Su Chun stopped and turned to look at the woman. His face suddenly sank. "Do you want to die?" The young woman was startled, but she quickly regained her composure. A charming smile appeared on her face as she giggled, "Handsome, although I'm not as beautiful as Yang Qian, I can still be considered a beauty. Moreover, I have more experience than Yang Qian. You can keep me by your side." After saying this, the woman winked at Su Chun. Her meaning was self-evident. Shameless. Yang Hao gritted his teeth in anger. The woman in front of him was called Tong Fei. She was a famous slut in the desolate Lake Mountain Range and had seduced countless men. Moreover, he was clearly aware that Tong Fei's meaningful words were nothing more than an attempt to tempt Su Chun. The reason why he was so angry was because in his heart, Su Chun and his sister were a match made in heaven. He was also his intended brother-in-law. Tong Fei, this shameless bitch, actually ran out to snatch a man from his sister. How could he not be angry? After hearing this, Yang Qian's face turned sullen, but she did not say anything. Instead, she turned her gaze to Su Chun. Only Su Chun himself could decide whether to agree to Tong Fei's request. Of course, in her heart, she really hoped that Su Chun would refuse. Su Chun glanced at Tong Fei. A look of disgust appeared on his face, and he sneered, "I have no interest in a self-degrading bitch like you. Get lost." He clearly remembered that, at that time, there was a seductive female mercenary in the Blue Ocean gathering place. She also tried to tempt him like Tong Fei, but was killed by him in the end. If Tong Fei did not know what was good for her and continued to pester him, he would have killed her without mercy. "You!" Tong Fei's mouth trembled, and her chest rose and fell. Being humiliated by Su Chun in front of her made her angry. However, after meeting Su Chen's sharp eyes, the anger in her heart suddenly dissipated and turned into deep fear. "Tong Fei, Chingu has spoken. Why aren't you getting lost?" Yang Hao spat. His heart was extremely satisfied. Yang Qian sighed lightly, and a relieved smile appeared on her face. Chapter 62. Let's go. Su Chun ignored them and continued to walk out of the valley. Looking at the figures of Su Chun and the others gradually disappearing, the dozen people were at a loss. At this moment, there were dense roars of wild beasts around the valley. It was obvious that a large number of mutated beasts were approaching. "The mutated beasts are coming. What should we do?" Someone began to shout in panic. The old man gritted his teeth. "Let's go. We'll catch up with them." "But that guy won't let us follow." The little boy next to the old man said worriedly. "There's only one way out of the valley. What can he do?" The old man smiled gloomily and then said, "Remember, once a mutated beast comes, we'll get close to them. We can't live, but we can't let them have an easy time." "Yes, we can't let them have an easy time. Even if we die, we'll drag them with us." The old man's suggestion attracted a lot of response. Tong Fei, who was at the front, had an uncertain expression. Hearing the discussion of the crowd, she was the first to chase after Su Chun and the others. On the other side, Su Chun and the others had already walked out of the valley and came to a plain. "Su Chun, where are we going now?" Yang Lingtian looked around and asked Su Chun. He had been living in the Huangzi mountain range since he was young. Now that he was leaving, he didn't know where to go. "Let's find a safe place to stay first," Su Chun replied. His original intention was to rush to King Kong City, but considering that the two places were thousands of miles apart, he didn't know how many days it would take to walk. He wanted to understand the intelligent chariot first. "Okay." Yang Lingtian nodded in response. "Someone's coming." Su Chun suddenly heard hurried footsteps behind him. He turned his head and saw a woman rushing toward them. Reckless. After seeing the woman's appearance, Su Chen's face darkened. The woman who ran over was none other than Tong Fei. Moreover, there were more than 10 people following behind her. Needless to say, they must be the group of people from the valley. Did you really take my words for granted? Su Chun sneered and condensed a wind blade in his palm. As long as Tong Fei and the others dared to approach, he would kill them. However, before he could make a move, the roars of several beasts came from the direction of the valley. Dense footsteps and the roars of zombies came from all directions. Zombies and mutant beasts are coming together? Su Chen's expression froze. The appearance of zombies and mutant beasts at the same time caught him off guard. If it was a zombie tide or a beast tide, no one would be able to survive except for him. There are a lot of zombies nearby. Could it be a zombie tide? As the roars of the zombies became clearer and denser, Yang Qian's expression changed. The mutant beasts are coming. Yang Hao pointed to the back and exclaimed. Su Chun looked back and saw dozens of mutant beasts. Their speed was extremely fast, and they quickly caught up with the group of people in the valley. Mournful screams echoed in the plains. "Save me!" Tong Fei panicked and shouted for help while running. Behind her, there were 3 ferocious mutant beasts following closely. "Save or not?" Yang Lingtian looked at Su Chen. "Save my ass," Su Chen said angrily. For a shameless person like Tong Fei, he had already restrained himself by not killing her. Now that she dared to come and seek death, Su Chen would not be polite anymore. Chapter 63. Su Chun waved his hand and a gray wind blade flew out of his hand. On the other side, Tong Fei was about to reach Su Chun and the others. She thought she was safe. But at this moment, a gray light flashed in front of her eyes. Before she could react, her head was separated from her body. She didn't even know how she died. After the gray wind blade cut off Tong Fei's head, it continued to fly forward and soon killed the 3 mutated beasts on the spot. Witnessing Su Chen's ruthlessness, Yang Lingtian couldn't help but shiver, but he didn't dare to say anything. "Good," Yang Hao cursed. "Everyone go under the boulder." Su Chen was a little anxious. After the group of people in the valley was killed, the mutated beasts chased after them. The number of mutated beasts had increased to hundreds. More and more zombies gathered around them, faintly surrounding them. If they continued to stay here, they would be attacked from both sides. Then they would really be in danger. Fortunately, there was a boulder shaped like a goose egg more than 100 meters away from them. It was like a small mountain lying across the plain. As long as he got there, he would have a way. After listening to Su Chen's words, Yang Lingtian didn't hesitate and rushed forward with his sword. "The 3 of you go and help," Su Chun ordered the 3 mutated wolves. "Woo woo!" The 3 mutated wolves roared and rushed forward. Su Chun took out the mechanical soldier from his storage bag and ordered it to protect Yang Qian and Yang Hao. He stayed behind and kept releasing spells to kill the mutated beasts. When the battle started, the wind and clouds surged. Countless zombies and mutated beasts surrounded them from all directions. Su Chun was like a killing machine, constantly taking the lives of the mutant beasts. In less than a minute, dozens of mutant beasts had died in his hands. But at this time, he had a deep doubt in his heart. Zombies and mutant beasts were obviously different species. Logically speaking, they should be fighting each other. However, he found that the zombies and mutant beasts seemed to have reached some kind of tacit understanding. They were clearly separated from each other and were attacking them. Unable to figure out what was going on, Su Chun didn't think too much about it and focused on killing the enemy. Just as they were about to reach the bottom of the boulder, a huge zombie suddenly rushed out in front of them. In addition, this zombie was extremely fast, and in the blink of an eye it was in front of Yang Lingtian. Level 2 zombie. Yang Lingtian was shocked, but his reaction wasn't slow. When the level 2 zombie got close to him, he slashed out with his sword. Unexpectedly, the level 2 zombie didn't dodge at all. Instead, it took the blow with its strong body. Gotcha! The sword in Yang Lingtian's hand slashed on the level 2 zombie's chest, but it only left a shallow scar. It didn't cause a fatal injury to the level 2 zombie. The level two zombies took the opportunity to bite Yang Lingtian's shoulder and tore off a large piece of flesh. Ah! Yang Lingtian roared in pain and lifted his foot to kick the level 2 zombie away. He staggered a few steps and fell to the ground. Dad! Yang Qian and Yang Hao saw Yang Lingtian injured and fell to the ground. Their faces were extremely pale. At this time, the level 2 zombie once again rushed toward Yang Lingtian. The moment Yang Lingtian fell to the ground, he lost the ability to fight and also lost the ability to move. Seeing that he was about to die on the spot, Su Chun made his move. A spiritual power spread out and wrapped around the level 2 zombie in an instant. The next moment, a strange scene appeared. The level 2 zombie stopped in mid-air as if it was bound by an invisible force. No matter how hard it struggled, it couldn't move at all. Chapter 64. Su Chun rushed forward and chopped off the head of the level 2 zombie. At the same time, a black light flashed from the body of the level 2 zombie. He didn't pick it up and immediately checked on Yang Lingtian's injuries. Speaking of which, Yang Lingtian's injuries weren't serious. He only lost a piece of flesh on his shoulder. However, the poison of a level 2 zombie was very strong. It had not even been half a minute since Yang Lingtian was bitten. His face was already pitch black and covered with dense black threads. This was a sign that he was about to become a zombie. Su Chun, kill me quickly. Yang Lingtian clenched his teeth and begged Su Chun. After being poisoned, especially by a level 2 zombie, one would definitely turn into a zombie. This was something he was very clear about. So even if he died, he didn't want to become a walking corpse. Dad, don't die. Yang Hao and Yang Qian ran forward and saw Yang Lingtian's miserable appearance and wailed. Don't worry, you won't die and you won't become a zombie. Su Chun smiled and comforted them. Then he quickly took out a bottle of antivirus potion and healing potion. Su Chun, can you save my dad? Yang Qian stopped crying and looked at Su Chun in a daze. Her beautiful eyes were bright. She understood Su Chun. As long as Su Chun said he could do it, there was nothing he couldn't do. At this moment, her heart was full of hope. Su Chun nodded and put the 2 bottles of potion in Yang Qian's hand and said, "Drink it all." After saying that, he turned and killed the zombies and mutated beasts that were rushing over. Yang Qian didn't hesitate and quickly poured the 2 bottles of potion into Yang Lingtian's mouth. Because the number of zombies and mutated beasts was too much, Su Chun was forced to use his killing move. Wind magic power was injected into the enchanted divine saber, and with a sweep of the saber, a large area was swept away. With just a few slashes, over 100 zombies and mutant beasts had died. This harvesting speed could only be described as terrifying. Even a level 3 evolver or a level 3 psychic would not be able to achieve such an effect. However, the zombies and mutant beasts were not afraid. No matter how many of them died, they continued to charge forward. The situation was still very unfavorable for Su Chun. On the other side, after Yang Lingtian consumed 2 bottles of medicine, the black hair on his face quickly receded, and the wound on his shoulder healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. In just a few breaths, he was full of energy and vigor. I didn't turn into a zombie. Yang Lingtian stood up and laughed wildly. Great! It's all thanks to Chun Gu. Yang Hao was also very happy, and he was very grateful to Su Chun. Without a doubt, if it wasn't for Su Chun's help, Yang Lingtian would have turned into a zombie. Yang Qian saw that Yang Lingtian had recovered, and his mental state was very good. She was relieved, and then she turned to look at Su Chun. In her beautiful eyes, a heroic figure was killing zombies and mutated beasts in all directions. Gradually, only Su Chen's figure was left in her eyes. Su Chen's every move was affecting her heart. Sister, let's go quickly. Yang Hao saw his sister standing there in a daze, and hurriedly urged her. Yang Qian came back to her senses, and her face was slightly hot. She withdrew her gaze and followed behind Yang Lingtian. The mechanical soldier strictly followed Su Chen's orders and carried out close protection for Yang Hao and Yang Qian. As long as there were zombies or mutated beasts that rushed over, they would fall under its scimitar. In this way, Yang Qian and Yang Hao were safe and sound. Chapter 65. After an intense battle, Yang Lingtian and the others finally reached the bottom of the giant rock. However, they did not understand why Su Chun wanted them to come here. Even with the giant rock behind them, they still could not escape being surrounded. Are we supposed to climb up? Yang Lingtian had this thought in his mind, but he quickly rejected it. The surface of the giant rock was too smooth, and there was no way they could climb up. Since he did not understand what was going on, he decided not to think about it and started to fight with the zombies with his sword. At this time, Su Chun had also arrived. In a short period of time, he had killed more than 200 zombies and mutated beasts, and more than 10 fragments had dropped. Due to the large number of zombies and mutated beasts, he could not pick them up. Instead, he picked up the black fragment that had dropped from the level 2 zombie he had killed earlier. This black fragment was a fragment of the ungraded Gatling gun. Together with the 2 fragments that he had previously obtained, he had enough. The ungraded Gatling gun was silver-white in color, and its appearance was similar to the Gatling gun in his previous life. The usage method was the same as the level 1 pulse pistol, which required the use of energy stones to convert into bullets. However, compared to the level 1 pulse pistol, its advantages were obvious. Other than being able to fire continuously, it could also be filled with energy stones of various levels. For example, the level 1 pulse pistol could only be filled with level 1 energy stones, and the zombies that it could kill could only be level 1 zombies. The ungraded Gatling gun did not have this limitation and could be filled with level 2 energy stones, level 3 energy stones, and even higher leveled ones. Correspondingly, the level of zombies that could be killed would also be increased. However, Su Chun only had 1 level 2 energy stone on him, and he did not have any other energy stones. The level 1 energy stones were all installed on the mechanical soldier, and the remaining normal energy stones were filled into the 2 pulse pistols. Therefore, even if the ungraded Gatling gun was powerful, it would not be useful for the time being. After putting the ungraded Gatling gun into his storage bag, Su Chun met up with Yang Lingtian and the others. Su Chun, what should we do next? Yang Lingtian asked anxiously. He had already noticed that the number of zombies and mutated beasts that were coming towards them had reached an astonishing number. It was very likely that it was a small wave of zombies and beasts. The current situation was extremely critical. Under the heavy pressure, he panicked and lost his sense of propriety. He did not know what to do and could only place his hopes on Su Chun. Su Chun squinted his eyes and said with a smile, "Don't worry. No matter how many zombies and mutant beasts there are, they can't do anything to us." Hearing this, Yang Qian and Yang Hao's eyes lit up. They did not doubt Su Chen's words at all. On the other hand, Yang Lingtian was a little confused. He really did not understand why Su Chen's face did not have the slightest trace of fear. Instead, his eyes became more and more determined, and there was even a hint of excitement. Is there really a way? Yang Lingtian did not have much contact with Su Chun, so he could not completely trust Su Chen's words. Su Chen did not explain anything. He took out the only bottle of level 1 vitality potion from his storage bag and put it in Yang Hao's hand. Drink it. Consuming the level 1 vitality potion would allow one to become a level 1 evolver in a very short time. Originally, he had planned to leave it for Tan Lin, but the situation was dire, so he could only give it to Yang Hao. Yang Hao had absolute trust in Su Chun, so he opened his mouth and swallowed it without thinking. Chapter 66. Oh my God! After drinking the level 1 constitution potion, for a while, Yang Hao's eyes widened and he shouted excitedly. At this moment, he could clearly feel that his body was undergoing earth-shattering changes. His body was becoming stronger and stronger, and a powerful force was being nurtured in his body. What's going on? Yang Lingtian and Yang Qian, who did not understand the situation, looked at Yang Hao. Ha ha! Yang Hao laughed and looked at Su Chun, and said gratefully, "Brother-in-law, Gu, thank you." Because he was too excited, he spoke incoherently and directly called Su Chun brother-in-law. Of course, in his heart, he had long regarded Su Chun as his brother-in-law. Brother-in-law? Su Chun rubbed his nose and looked at Yang Qian. The moment her eyes met with Su Chen's, Yang Qian lowered her head, and her beautiful face was as red as a ripe apple. Yang Hao, what's going on? Yang Lingtian still did not understand and asked again. Dad, I think I've become an evolver, Yang Hao said with a trembling voice. After becoming an evolver, the most obvious change was the sharp increase in the body strength and speed. Yang Hao could feel the changes in his body deeply, and he began to suspect that he was really an evolver. What? Yang Lingtian exclaimed, and his expression was a little dull. Yang Qian also raised her head at this time, and was also surprised. Chun Gu, am I an evolver? Yang Hao was not too sure and asked Su Chun. Su Chun smiled and replied with certainty. You are indeed a level 1 evolver. Awesome. Yang Hao was extremely excited. He raised his arms and shouted, I'm an evolver. Yang Lingtian's mouth was wide open, and his heart was in turmoil. I really became an evolver? He knew how difficult it was to become an evolver. Even with his good talent, he had to cultivate several times to become a level 1 evolver. He also knew that Yang Hao's talent was limited, or rather, he had no talent for cultivation. He was afraid that he would never become an evolver. However, after taking a bottle of potion given by Su Chun, he miraculously became an evolver. There was such a miraculous thing in the world. It wasn't that Yang Lingtian didn't believe it, but it was too unbelievable. It was completely beyond the scope of his understanding. Yang Qian looked at Su Chun in a daze, and at the same time, her heart was filled with emotion. Is there anything in this world that you can't do? You are an evolver now, so you should help me do something, Su Chun said as he took out the super electric drill from his storage bag and put it in Yang Hao's hand. Chen Gu, just tell me what to do. Yang Hao puffed out his chest and said loudly. Su Chun patted Yang Hao's shoulder and pointed to the boulder behind him. Dig a hole on it. It doesn't have to be too big, just 2 meters square will do. His original plan was to dig a hole on the boulder and hide inside. That way, they only needed to guard the entrance. If they could not guard the entrance, he still had a lot of hard fruit seeds. He could plant a few of them and completely seal the entrance. No matter how many zombies and mutant beasts there were, they could not hurt them. Understood. Yang Hao took out the super electric drill, aimed at the boulder, and pressed the switch. He had seen Su Chun use it before, so he knew how to use it. Chapter 67. Yang Lingtian now understood what Su Chun wanted to do. At this moment, he was full of admiration for Su Chun. It could be said that with Su Chun, the 3 mutant wolves, and the powerful puppet, it was very likely that they could guard the entrance of the cave. Yang Lingtian's confidence suddenly increased, and he joined the battle with Su Chun. As the battle continued, more and more zombies and mutant beasts died, but most of them were killed by Su Chun alone. The number of fragments that were dropped also increased, reaching at least 30 pieces. However, Su Chun did not have the opportunity to pick them up, which made him very eager. Chen Gu, the cave is ready. Yang Hao was so tired that his forehead was full of sweat, but he did not bother to wipe it off. The moment the cave was finished, he reported to Su Chun. Su Chun glanced back and saw that there was a cave about 2 meters deep and 1 meter high on the boulder. Uncle, you 3 guard the entrance of the cave, Su Chun ordered, and he took out a pulse pistol and handed it to Yang Qian. Yang Qian was just an ordinary weak woman, and she did not have any fighting ability, but with the pulse pistol she could also kill zombies, which would undoubtedly reduce a lot of pressure. Su Chun, you should keep it. Yang Qian did not immediately accept it. She had seen the power of the pulse pistol when Su Chun killed Lu Shurong, who was a level 1 evolutionary, with 1 shot. She was very happy that Su Chun gave her such a powerful weapon. However, she thought that Su Chun would be in danger all the time, and it would be safer to have a powerful weapon to protect himself, so she did not want it. Take it. I have another one in my hand. Su Chun stuffed the pulse pistol into Yang Qian's hands and took out another one. Seeing that Su Chun really had another one, Yang Qian did not refuse. When Yang Qian and the others entered the cave, Su Chun took out the remaining upgrade gem. He raised the level of the mechanical soldier to level 2 and installed the only level 2 energy core in it. Originally, he wanted to use the upgrade gem on the pulse pistol, because when the pulse pistol reached level 2, it could easily kill level 2 zombie wolves. However, he remembered that the pulse pistol needed a level 2 energy gem and he only had one. Even if it was upgraded, it would not be of much use, so he used it on the mechanical soldier. The level 2 mechanical soldier's function was actually not inferior to the pulse pistol. With his metal body, he didn't need to defend himself at all. Zombies below level 3 were no match for him. After upgrading the mechanical soldier, Su Chun called the 3 mutated wolves over and ordered them, "Xiao Bai, the 3 of you and Xiao Tai work together to protect me." Su Chun was ready to pick up the fragments, and it was inevitable that he would be distracted during the process, so he needed someone to protect him. "Yes, master." The mechanical soldier replied loudly. "Whoa." The 3 mutated wolves also responded at the same time. "Okay, let's begin." After saying that, Su Chun began to pick up the fragments, and he grabbed the nearest purple fragment with one hand. Picked up Ancient Thunder God Fragment X1, 110. Fragments not full, cannot be used. This was the first time he had encountered this kind of ancient thunder fragment, and he did not know what it was used for. Without thinking too much, he continued to grab the second fragment. Picked up Doomsday Maul Fragment X1, 510. Fragments not full, cannot be used. The third fragment. Picked up Exploding Fruit Fragment X1, 11. Fragments full can be used. When he said use, a palm-sized seed appeared in Su Chen's hand. He had seen a lot of things like seeds and did not pay much attention to them at first. However, when he received the feedback, he suddenly moved. Chapter 68. The planting method of the exploding fruit seed was the same as the breadfruit seed. After planting it, it would grow in a very short period of time. However, its fruiting period was much longer, requiring a month. The number of fruits it would produce was 10 at a time. Its fruits were not for eating, but for killing enemies. This was because the fruit itself had explosive power, just like the grenades in his previous life. This was what Su Chun valued the most. After putting away the exploding fruit seed, Su Chun continued to pick up the other fragments. At the same time, Yang Lingtian and the other 2 were also in the midst of a fierce battle with the zombies. Although Yang Qian was just an ordinary person, after obtaining the pulse pistol, the number of zombies she killed had already surpassed Yang Lingtian. Every time she pulled the trigger, a zombie would die on the spot. Unknowingly, she had already killed 40 to 50 zombies in a row. Yang Lingtian was shocked. He had never seen such a powerful weapon. Killing normal zombies was as easy as killing ants. Killing level 1 zombies was also done with a single shot. "Little Qian, where did you get the weapon in your hand?" Yang Lingtian asked. "Su Chun gave it to me." After knowing that it was Su Chen's, Yang Lingtian was relieved. Not only was Su Chen powerful, but he also had countless mysterious and strange things on him. He could cook all kinds of barbecue, puppets, and potions that could cure zombie poison and injuries. It could be said that each of his items had subverted his knowledge. On the other side, Su Chun was still picking up fragments. There were many items that had appeared for the first time. For example, planting dimension, golden scale arm, desert sand fire, space teleporter, and so on. However, these fragments required 10 fragments to be used. He did not know what they were used for. After picking up all the fragments, Su Chun took the opportunity to dig out some level 1 and 2 energy stones. Only then did he bring the 3 mutated wolves and mechanical soldier back to the cave. "Su Chun, should we take turns guarding the entrance?" Yang Lingtian suggested. The zombies and mutant beasts outside were endless. Who knew how long it would take to kill them all? If they couldn't properly distribute their energy, even if they weren't killed, they would die of exhaustion. "There's no need to go through so much trouble," Su Chun said casually. "When the zombies and mutant beasts gather, leave them to me. You guys take the opportunity to dig up some energy stones." After the previous battle, he found that the number of zombies and mutated beasts was more than 10,000, but there were not many high-level ones. The highest was only level 2, and there were very few of them. As long as there weren't any zombies or mutated beasts above level 3, they wouldn't be able to threaten him. Meanwhile, he could kill zombies without fear and obtain a large number of fragments. If Yang Lingtian and the others took turns to kill the zombies, the fragments wouldn't drop from the zombies they killed. This was undoubtedly a huge loss for him. At this moment, Su Chun had already decided that he would kill the rest of the zombies. The others would only be responsible for defending and digging for energy stones. "Can you handle it alone?" Yang Lingtian asked doubtfully. Although he recognized Su Chen's ability, facing 10,000 zombies and mutated beasts, could one person kill them all? "Dad, if Chun Gu says he can, then he definitely can," Yang Hao said with certainty. Ever since he knew Su Chun, he hadn't found anything that Su Chun couldn't do. Therefore, he believed in Su Chen's words without a doubt. "Don't worry." Su Chun smiled and then asked the 3 mutated wolves and the mechanical soldiers to return to the cave. He took the enchanted sword and walked out. Looking at the tide of zombies and mutated beasts outside the cave, Su Chun didn't show any fear. Instead, he was excited. The zombies and mutated beasts that others would avoid were piles of energy stones and fragments in his eyes. Chapter 69. Su Chun infused the wind magic into the enchanted sword and swung it horizontally. The zombies and mutant beasts gathered at the entrance of the cave were immediately cut down, and 3 fragments were dropped. With the fragments dropping, Su Chun was even more motivated. Slash after slash, he kept reaping the lives of the zombies and mutant beasts. When the wind magic was completely used up, the number of zombies and mutant beasts that died had reached over 200, and more than 10 fragments had dropped. Too strong. Yang Lingtian was extremely shocked. Other people killed the zombies one by one, but Su Chun killed them one by one. Every slash of the sword killed at least a few dozen zombies. At this rate, he might really be able to kill all the zombies and mutant beasts outside. After killing over 200 zombies, Su Chun did not stop. He continued to infuse the fire magic into the enchanted sword. With a slash of the sword, a fire dragon roared out, and the surroundings suddenly became scorching hot. Once the normal zombies came into contact with the fire dragon, they would be burned to ashes, and the level 1 zombies would also be burned to death. It could be said that after infusing the fire magic, the enchanted sword's lethality was not as strong as the wind magic, but the deterrent effect was stronger. Fire magic. Su Chun is also a fire magic reader? Yang Lingtian's eyes widened, and his face was filled with shock and disbelief. He already knew that Su Chun was a magic reader, but he had only seen Su Chun use wind magic. "Dad? Chun Go not only knows wind magic and fire magic, but he is also a magic reader." Yang Hao blinked at Yang Lingtian. Magic reader of all elements. Yang Lingtian only felt a rumble in his brain, and then he fell into a deep stupor. Su Chun used up the fire magic and released the lightning magic. Amidst the flashes of lightning and thunder, the zombies and mutant beasts were similarly slaughtered to death. Thunder element sorcery. Seeing that Su Chun had used the 3rd sorcery, Yang Lingtian gulped. After exhausting the wind, fire, and lightning magic, the total number of zombies and mutant beasts killed was close to 400, and more than 30 fragments had dropped. After a round of killing, there were no longer any zombies or mutant beasts around Su Chun. Although there were still zombies and mutant beasts coming from afar, it would still take some time for them to reach Su Chun. Su Chun also temporarily stopped hunting. Firstly, he wanted to seize the opportunity to pick up some fragments and energy stones. Secondly, compared to the wind, fire, and lightning element magic, the destructive power of the other elements' magic was limited and could not achieve the effect of killing a large number of people. After that, Su Chun began to act according to his original plan. Yang Lingtian and the other 2 dug out energy stones. The 3 mutant wolves and the mechanical soldier were in charge of covering, and he himself was picking up fragments. He grabbed one of the black shards, and a strange sound echoed in his mind. Picked up, Big Dipper Star Fragment, Fragment X1, 2, 10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. Then he grabbed the second fragment. Picked up, Space Transporter Fragment X1, 2, 10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. The third fragment, the fourth fragment, the 11th fragment. After picking up 11 fragments in a row, a large number of zombies and mutant beasts came close. The 3 mutant wolves and the mechanical soldier desperately tried to stop them. Su Chun did not make a move, but sped up the speed of picking up fragments. When all the fragments were picked up, he led everyone back into the cave. After a short rest, Su Chun drank a bottle of mana recovery potion, rushed out of the cave with his sword, and started the massacre. After that, he picked up fragments and dug out energy stones. After doing this 3 times, Su Chun had collected 150 fragments, and the number of zombies and mutant beasts that had died in his hands was in the thousands. Chapter 70. Yang Lingtian looked at the thick layer of zombies and mutated beast corpses outside the cave and sighed in his heart. Su Chen's strength is really unfathomable, so terrifying. Yang Qian and Yang Hao were relatively calm. They had seen the scene of Su Chen killing zombies, so they were somewhat mentally prepared. At this time, Su Chen could not hold on any longer. He still had a bottle of mana recovery potion on him. His magic power could be restored to its peak state at any time, but the key was that his physical strength could not keep up. After continuously killing for so long, even if his body was made of iron, he still needed to rest. As for the 3 mutated wolves and Yang Lingtian, they were also panting from exhaustion. Among the people present, only the mechanical soldier was still lively because it consumed energy stones. As long as there were enough energy stones, it could in principle continue to fight. Su Chun, do you still want to continue killing? Yang Lingtian asked while panting. Su Chun pondered for a moment and replied, kill one more time, then I'll block the cave entrance, and we'll have a good rest. The reason why he insisted on killing again was because the number of Doomsday Maul, Space Converter, and Wild God Thunder had reached 9, and he only needed 1 more to use. If he could not gather 1 or 2, he would not be satisfied. Okay, then kill 1 more time. Yang Lingtian gritted his teeth. Get ready. Su Chen ordered and took out the ungraded Gatling gun. As there was only 1 mana recovery potion left, he planned to keep it as a backup. The ungraded Gatling gun was already filled with more than 200 energy stones, enough to kill 200 zombies. It was completely enough. After that, Su Chun rushed out of the cave, holding the ungraded Gatling gun in both hands and madly firing. 222. Da-da-da. The zombies and mutated beasts were shot into sieves in the blink of an eye, falling down in groups. Seeing this scene, Yang Lingtian was once again stunned. Even if he had already expected that the weapon in Su Chen's hands was not simple. But after seeing its powerful power, he was still shocked. Su Chen finished firing in one breath and hurriedly said, "Let's go!" Yang Hao and the others were already prepared. At this time, they all rushed out and started digging for energy stones. Su Chen put the ungraded Gatling gun into the storage bag and glanced at it. His eyes suddenly lit up. Colored shard. 7 or 8 meters away from him, a colorful beam of light was shining. It was dazzling. The colored shards dropped, upgrade gems, and their value was second only to the gold shards. The moment he saw the colorful shard, he rushed it. Picked up, upgrade gem, *1, 1. Shards full, ready to use. Used, then Su picked it, its shards picked up the other shards, and continued picking up the other shards. They didn't kill a lot of zombies this time, but they still got more than a dozen fragments. This made him more satisfied. Otherwise, if there were too few shards, he would have to kill more before stopping. The second shard was the exploding fruit seed. The third shard was the serene pool divine wood that appeared for the first time. He needed to collect 10 shards before he could use it. The fourth shard was also new. It was called the ancient godfiend body, and the number of shards needed was a terrifying 100. The fifth shard dropped the space transportation device, and he had collected all the shards. What appeared in Su Chen's hand was a half-square disc with some buttons on it. The feedback was that after the energy stone was installed on the space transportation device, it could be used to teleport within a radius of 100 meters. Simply put, things outside could be moved to the disc, and things placed on the disc could also be teleported outside. The maximum distance was 100 meters, and one energy stone could be used for 10 teleportations. Chapter 71. In addition, the message also mentioned that the teleportation device could not teleport anything higher than level 2. Su Chen understood that if he wanted to teleport zombies, the highest he could teleport was level 2 zombies. Zombies above level 3 would not be able to be teleported. After putting away the teleportation device, Su Chen continued to pick up the fragments. The rest of the fragments were mostly seeds. Until the last one, there was a fragment of the ancient thunder god. With this, he had collected 10 fragments of the ancient thunder god and could use them. When Su Chen said use, he was surprised to find that his hands were empty. After receiving the message, he understood what was going on. The ancient thunder god was a type of lightning-type item. It could also be considered a lightning-type secret technique. When he obtained it, it had automatically merged with his lightning-type magic. In other words, the next time Su Chen used the ancient thunder god, it would contain the power of the ancient thunder god. I wonder if this thing is powerful? Su Chen murmured. His gaze drifted as he looked at the zombies and mutated beasts that were flying towards him. Immediately, a fist-sized thunderball condensed in his palm. What was different from before was that there was a bolt of black lightning swimming within the lightning ball, emitting a terrifying lightning power. Su Chen suddenly moved. He raised his hand and shot out the thunderball. It flew into the group of zombies. In the next moment, there was a loud rumbling sound. The ground tremored violently, and a net of lightning appeared in front of them. Dense lightning bolts were wreaking havoc in all directions. Under the coverage of the lightning bolts, the ordinary zombies and mutated beasts were directly turned into dust. The powerful level 1 zombies and mutated beasts were also cut into a pile of minced meat. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of zombies and mutated beasts were killed. When the smoke dissipated, in front of Su Chen were broken limbs. There was not a single intact zombie or mutated beast. Su Chen opened his mouth wide. After a long time, he shouted excitedly, "Damn! That's just too awesome!" Before this, he had some expectations for the violent thunder technique that was fused with the divine thunder of the wilderness, but he never thought that its power would be so strong. Killing hundreds of zombies with one strike, its power was several times stronger than the enchanted sword, infused with magic power. Su Chen even believed that the current violent thunder technique was enough to kill level 3 zombies. Even level 4 zombies would suffer some pain if they encountered it. At this point, he could be considered to have truly possessed a powerful life-saving trump card. Oh my God! Upon witnessing this scene, Yang Lingtian and the others were dumbstruck. They even stopped what they were doing and forgot to dig for energy stones. When had they ever seen such a terrifying lightning spell? Was this really a spell cast by a level 2 psychic? Even a level 3 magician's explosive thunder spell wouldn't have such power. Right? Monster! Yang Lingtian came back to his senses and let out a long sigh. Su Chen was already an all-elemental magic caster, and the spells he released were far superior to those of his peers. Was there any justice in this world? Could there be a way out for those single-elemental magic casters? If other magic casters knew about this, wouldn't they die of jealousy? Su Chen took a deep breath and calmed himself down. He began to pick up the fragments again. Killing hundreds of zombies and mutated beasts, and 7 fragments were dropped. He naturally wouldn't let them go. Picked up hard fruit seed fragment *1, 1-1. The fragments are full, can be used. The first 5 fragments weren't very valuable, and they could be used directly. Su Chen put them all into his storage bag. However, the last 2 fragments brought him quite a surprise. One of them was a colorful fragment, and the one that dropped was an upgrade gem. The other was a level 1 pulse cannon fragment, and he needed to collect 3 fragments to use it. Chapter 72. After picking up the fragments, Su Chun, the 3 mutated wolves, and the mechanical soldiers worked together to block the attacks of the zombies and mutated beasts, giving Yang Lingtian and the other 2 more time to dig for the energy stones. Half an hour later, the attacks of the zombies were getting stronger and stronger, making it hard for everyone to breathe. The 3 mutated wolves were also injured, but fortunately, they were all injured by the mutated beasts. If they were bitten by the zombies, it would be troublesome because Su Chun only had 2 bottles of antivirus potion left, and he could only save 2 mutated wolves at most. During this time, Yang Lingtian and the other 2 had dug out a lot of energy stones. Adding the ones they had dug out before, the number had reached more than 1,000. Su Chun was quite satisfied with this harvest, so he called everyone back to the cave. As soon as they entered the cave, Su Chun quickly planted 2 hard fruit seeds. Then, under everyone's surprised gaze, the 2 seeds quickly grew into 2 oval-shaped nuts, tightly blocking the entrance of the cave. The zombies outside the cave desperately hit the nuts, but they could not move them at all. These 2 nuts seemed to be one with the ground, and they were indestructible. It was difficult to destroy them with normal methods. Su Chun had also tested it with his own hands. Without using any spells or weapons, he still couldn't do anything to the 2 nuts. At this point, he was finally relieved. As long as there were no zombies above level 3 outside, they could not break this defense. Then Su Chun called everyone to take a rest. Yang Hao sat on the ground and panted a few times. He asked Su Chun, "Chungu, I'm hungry. Do you have any food?" Su Chun smiled. He knew that Yang Hao was thinking about barbecued meat, so he took out the universal oven and the remaining barbecued pork. After a fierce battle, everyone was hungry, especially the 3 mutated wolves, whose appetite was even more shocking. Su Chun was afraid that there would not be enough food, so he took out a raging rock bear. "Yang Hao, you barbecue the meat. I still have something to take care of," Su Chun said. "Okay." Yang Hao got up and came to Su Chun. He had already positioned himself in the role of Su Chen's underling and listened to Su Chen's words. Even his father Yang Lingtian's words were not as effective as Su Chen's. Yang Qian also came over to help. She felt that she had put in the least effort out of everyone, so she should be the one to do something that was within her capabilities. Moreover, he could have more contact with Su Chun, even if it was just a few words. Su Chun did not object and taught them the barbecue method. Then, he found a corner alone and took out the intelligent war chariot to study. When he first obtained the intelligent war chariot, he was a little disappointed. However, after receiving the feedback, he was looking forward to the intelligent war chariot. After quickly installing the energy stone on the intelligent war chariot, Su Chun held it in his hand and looked at it carefully. Suddenly, a voice came from the intelligent war chariot. "Master, how may I be of service?" Su Chen's eyes lit up and said softly, "You can talk?" As an upgraded war chariot with the most complete functions in the universe, talking is just child's play. Su Chen's expression was a little strange. Why did he feel that the intelligent war chariot's words were a little arrogant and boastful? He coughed lightly and continued, "What functions do you have? Defense, attack, enlargement, shrinking, detection, soaring in the universe, omnipotent." "Oh no, I met a war chariot that loves to boast." Su Chen shook his head. The intelligent war chariot's words were somewhat reliable at first, but the latter part was getting more and more ridiculous. "Soaring in the universe? You're a war chariot, not a spaceship. You can't boast like that, right?" Chapter 73. Well, can you be a little more humble? What you said is too ridiculous. Thinking that the intelligent war vehicle was bragging, Su Chen's face was a little unhappy. "Master, I'm not bragging. As long as I evolve to the ultimate form, I can really fly in the universe, the intelligent war vehicle argued. Su Chun frowned slightly and asked, "What form are you now? What are your functions?" "Master," the intelligent war vehicle said, "I'm still in the lowest form, and my functions are very limited." "Tell me more," Su Chun urged. "I'm now a level 1 vehicle and I can defend against level 1 attacks. The detection function can reach up to 5 kilometers, and the speed is 60 miles per hour. I can drive automatically, and I have a music system and an air conditioning system." Hearing this, Su Chen's heart moved, and for the first time he paid attention to the intelligent war vehicle. Not to mention the other functions, just the detection function of 5 kilometers was very good. It was important to know that zombies and mutant beasts dominated the Doomsday, and it was very easy to encounter zombies and mutant beasts while walking in the Doomsday. With the detection function, he could find the traces of zombies and mutant beasts in advance, and he would be in a very advantageous position. In addition, its defense function was not to be underestimated. Being able to defend against level 1 attacks was something that most of the MCVs couldn't compare to. At least the MCV in Tianan Gathering Place absolutely couldn't resist the attack of a level 1 creature. "How big can you become now? How much space can you expand?" Su Chen asked. Considering that he was going to King Kong City, it was best to have a means of transportation, and if the intelligent war vehicle could accommodate him after it expanded, that would be the best. The length of the body can be up to 10 meters, and the space can be 30 square meters. Su Chun thought that 30 square meters of space was about the size of an ordinary RV, and he said with satisfaction, "Not bad. Thank you for your praise, Master." The intelligent war vehicle was actually polite to him, and Su Chun felt that it was very interesting. If he was bored in the future, he could chat with the intelligent war vehicle. Of course, he didn't think that he would be bored to that extent. He collected his thoughts and asked again, "How can I increase your level?" The first upgrade only requires 100 normal energy stones or energy stones, and the main upgrade is the defense. It can withstand the attack of a level 2 creature, the intelligent war chariot explained. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. 100 ordinary energy stones were nothing to him. However, after the intelligent war chariot was upgraded, it could defend against the attacks of level 2 creatures. As far as he knew, a MCV with this kind of defense was extremely rare. Even if there were, they usually only existed in the hands of a few major forces. Su Chun was not in a hurry to level up. It would not be too late for him to do so on the way to King Kong City. "How big can you become when you reach your final form?" Su Chun continued to ask. After discussing with the intelligent war chariot for a while, he slowly felt that the intelligent war chariot might really be able to soar through the universe once it entered its final form. The size of the final form is uncertain. At most, it can be the size of a small planet. The smallest one would be the size of a city with a population of 1 million. "Hiss!" Su Chun gasped. He wasn't sure whether the intelligent war chariot's words were true or not, but he was sure of one thing. If he wanted to upgrade the intelligent war chariot to its final form, the number of energy stones needed must be astronomical. He didn't know if there were so many energy stones or energy stones in the world. Chapter 74. Behind them, Su Chun kept the intelligent chariot in his storage bag. Just as he was about to take out the space transportation device to study, Yang Hao called out to him. "Chen Gu, the meat is ready. Come and eat." Su Chun was indeed hungry. He decided to eat and drink until he was full, so he walked over. Yang Hao handed over a few skewers of barbecued meat. Su Chun did not stand on ceremony and took them and wolfed them down. "Su Chun, this is for you." Yang Qian gave the level 1 pulse pistol to Su Chun. Although she liked this gun very much, she also knew that this gun was definitely not cheap. Now that it was safe, she did not want to keep it. "It's for you." Su Chun ate the barbecued meat and said vaguely. With his current strength, the level 1 pulse pistol could not be of much use. Moreover, he still had another one. In addition, Yang Qian was too weak. With the level 1 pulse pistol in hand, it was more or less a life-saving measure. "You're really giving it to me?" Yang Qian was pleasantly surprised. Her face was even flushed. Su Chen gave such a precious item to her just like that. She could not help but let her imagination run wild. Yes. Su Chen nodded and continued to eat the barbecued meat. Su Chen, thank you. Yang Qian bit her lips and said shyly. Su Chen smiled and did not say anything. After eating more than 10 skewers of barbecued meat, he got up and walked to the side. He took out an apple tree seed from his storage bag and planted it. Although the barbecued meat was delicious, it was somewhat monotonous to eat it all the time. He wanted to get some fruit to relieve the grease. Soon, a 2-meter-tall green plant rose from the ground. This is an apple tree? But how did it bear fruit so quickly? And the fruit is so big? Yang Hao saw 10 red apples on the tree in the blink of an eye and his eyes lit up. The cycle of apple tree seed was the same as bread tree seed. Su Chen was used to it, but it was the first time for the others to see it. Yang Lingtian was completely speechless. He had seen too many miraculous things like this from Su Chen today. He even felt that he might not have seen as much in his entire life as he had seen today. It is indeed an apple tree, and its fruiting period is only 24 hours. Let me try one and see how it tastes. As Su Chen spoke, he plucked one and put it in his mouth to take a bite. Instantly, a sweet and refreshing feeling attacked his taste buds. It was as if he had just eaten an immortal fruit. Not bad. Su Chen nodded and continued to pick the apples. He distributed them to the 3 mutated wolves. Delicious! Yang Hao took a big bite. Once he tasted the flavor, he couldn't stop eating. When all 10 apples were in his stomach, Su Chen clapped his hands and took out the space transportation device from the storage bag. Seeing Su Chen take out another strange thing, Yang Hao and the other 2 were interested. Chen Gu, what is this? Yang Hao moved closer to Su Chen and asked. You will know in a while. Su Chen didn't explain. He installed the energy stone on the space transportation device and then pressed the switch. A white light beam lit up on the disc, and then the light beam trembled slightly. A ferocious-looking female zombie appeared. Zombie! Yang Hao was so scared that his face turned pale and he took a few steps back. Yang Qian also trembled, but she didn't retreat like Yang Hao. Instead, she gritted her teeth and took out the pulse pistol and pointed it at the female zombie. Su Chen didn't want Yang Qian to waste an energy stone. With a wave of his hand, the female zombie's head exploded. It's just an ordinary zombie. Su Chen shook his head. The female zombie didn't drop any fragments after she died. This meant that he could only get an ordinary energy stone. Chapter 75. However, Su Chen immediately realized that the destination of the space transfer device was not fixed. This time it was a normal zombie. Next time it might be a level 1 zombie or even a level 2 zombie. Moreover, a normal energy stone could be used for 10 teleportations. Teleporting a zombie in and its corpse out could be done 5 times in total, which meant that he could obtain 4 energy stones. Moreover, there was also the possibility of obtaining high-grade energy stones and fragments. It was definitely a profitable trade. After figuring this out, Su Chen's mood improved a lot. After teleporting the female zombie's corpse out, another zombie was teleported in. However, the second zombie was also a normal zombie. After killing it, it did not drop any fragments. Su Chen was not in a hurry. He continued to teleport zombies. The third one was a level 1 mutated beast. After killing it, it dropped a black fragment. Su Chen happily grabbed it. Fragment of the mysterious heavenly mainland map tablet picked up. Fragment X1, 1-3. Fragment not enough, cannot be used. Map? Su Chen muttered. He had been in this world for more than a year. Until now, he had no idea how big this world was or what it was called. Now that he had obtained a fragment of the map, he began to suspect that this world was called the mysterious heavenly mainland. In order to find out the truth sooner, Su Chen continued to teleport zombies. He wanted to collect all the fragments of the mysterious heavenly mainland map tablet as soon as possible. The others were stunned by Su Chen's actions. Staying in the cave, a zombie appeared out of nowhere. This was too inconceivable. However, when they thought about how many magical things Su Chen had with him, they were relieved. In addition, the cave they were in was very safe. There was food and water, and they could kill zombies and dig for energy stones without taking any risks. This gave them a feeling that they could live a very comfortable life in the apocalypse. Chingu, let me help you kill the zombie. Yang Hao clenched his fists and walked to Su Chen's side. He was now a level 1 evolved person. Killing normal zombies was more than enough for him. In addition, he was shocked by the female zombie. He felt embarrassed and wanted to take the opportunity to prove his ability. Forget it. The zombies that are teleported here might be level 2. You can help me dig for energy stones. Su Chen refused. It was reasonable to let Yang Hao practice. Even if there were level 2 zombies, there would not be any accidents with him watching from the side. Most importantly, the zombies that he killed would not drop fragments. Yang Hao was still waiting for the fragments to increase his strength. Naturally, he did not want Yang Hao to help him. Alright then. Yang Hao was a little bit disappointed, but since it was arranged, he could only do as he was told. Later, Su Chen continued to teleport zombies and kept hunting and picking up fragments. Yang Lingtian and Yang Hao were in charge of digging for energy stones and putting the zombies' bodies back on the space transfer device. Yang Qian had nothing to do. After eating the 2 indigo fruits given by Yang Lingtian, she hid in a corner and started to meditate. As time passed, Su Chen had killed more than 100 zombies. He had obtained more than a dozen fragments. His luck was not bad. Among the fragments, there were 2 fragments of the mysterious Heavenly Continent tablet computer. Together with the previous one, he could use all of them. Su Chen said, "Use," without hesitation. A white tablet computer appeared in his hand. Then, he arranged the mechanical soldier and the 3 mutant wolves to continue killing zombies. He took the tablet computer and walked to the side. Chapter 76. He installed the energy stone on the tablet and turned it on. A map soon appeared on the screen. There was a line of text at the top of the map. It was the landform of the mysterious Heavenly Continent. Su Chen took a closer look and found that the center of the map was a continent surrounded by hundreds and thousands of islands of different sizes. The outside of the islands was a blur, and he didn't know if there were other continents or islands. Su Chen really wanted to know where he was, so he used the positioning function. Soon, a white box appeared on the map. After constantly moving, it finally landed on a small island called Thousand Feather Island. Su Chen saw it clearly. Thousand Feather Island was a very inconspicuous island. There were several islands around it, and they were all bigger than Thousand Feather Island. The largest of them was called 10,000 Mountains Island. It was a long strip and was at least a dozen times bigger than Thousand Feather Island. This place is an island? Su Chen was puzzled. If it was an island, why couldn't he see the ocean? Was it because it was too big? Su Chen was puzzled, so he wanted to see how big Thousand Feather Island was. He had to admit that the functions of the tablet were very comprehensive. In addition to the GPS function, there was also a GPS function and a voice inquiry function. Su Chen pressed the voice inquiry function and said, "Find the area of Thousand Feather Island." Then, a long row of Arabic numbers appeared on the screen, and the numbers kept changing. When the numbers stopped changing, Su Chen looked at it with his eyes wide open. He was still muttering, 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000, 9367865 square kilometers. Su Chen looked at it several times in a row. When he was sure that the number was correct, he suddenly took a deep breath. More than 90 million square kilometers. What did that mean? In his previous life, Wuxia was the 3rd largest country on Earth, but it only had a total area of 9.6 million square kilometers. Thousand Feather Island was almost 10 times the size of Wuxia. It was probably bigger than all the countries on Earth combined. Is this really an island? Su Chen's breathing became heavy. If Thousand Feather Island was really so big, then how big was the continent in the middle? Su Chun made a comparison, and the final result was, if that continent was a watermelon, then Thousand Feather Island was only a sesame seed. The difference between the two was like heaven and earth. It was like the difference between clouds and mud. Could it be a mistake? Su Chun still had some doubts, so he checked the other places of Thousand Feather Island. Soon, familiar names such as Tiannan Colony, Huangzi Mountain Range, and Vajra City appeared one by one. At this point, Su Chun completely believed that he was indeed on an island, and it was an island that was bigger than all the countries on Earth combined. What the hell? The mysterious heavenly continent is really something, Su Chun exclaimed. After a while, he put the tablet into his storage pouch and closed his eyes to rest. Since he came here from Huangzi Mountain Range, he had been fighting nonstop. He was already physically and mentally exhausted. He had to seize the time to rest and prepare for his trip to Vajra City. 2 hours later, Su Chun yawned and woke up. When he saw more than a dozen light beams lit up around the space portal, he happily walked up to it. During this time, more than 100 zombies had died in the hands of the mechanical soldiers. It was reasonable that more than a dozen fragments had dropped. Chapter 77. Su Chun grabbed a purple shard, and a strange sound echoed in his mind. Picked up, Desert Sand Fire Shard X1, 210, shards are not full, cannot be used. With the Barren Divine Lightning as an example, Su Chun couldn't help but think that the Desert Sand Fire might be a manifestation that could be integrated with fire magic. Once enough shards were gathered, the power of the fire magic would increase to a terrifying level, just like the lightning magic. Su Chun did not waste any time and continued to pick up the shards. The second shard was also purple. Picked up Golden Scale Arm Shard X1, 910, shards are not full, cannot be used. Since he didn't have enough, he didn't know what the arm-length golden scale was used for. Then he grabbed another blue fragment. Picked up Level 1 Pulse Cannon Shard X1, 2-3, shards are not full, cannot be used. Just one more. Su Chun saw that there was still a blue shard on the ground, so he grabbed it. Picked up Level 1 Pulse Cannon Shard X1, 3-3, shards are not full, can be used. Use. A 1-meter-long steel cannon appeared in front of Su Chun. It was silver in color, and the barrel was as thick as a chimney. The feedback he received was that the Level 1 Pulse Cannon also needed to be filled with energy stones to be used as a shell, which was similar to the Level 1 Pulse Pistol. However, compared to the Level 1 Pulse Pistol, where 1 energy stone was equivalent to 1 bullet, the Level 1 Pulse Cannon needed 10 energy stones to fire 1 shell. Of course, the amount of energy stones used and the power produced was different. The Level 1 Pulse Pistol could only kill 1 zombie at a time, while the Level 1 Pulse Cannon could kill a large number of zombies. It could be said that the Level 1 Pulse Cannon was a great weapon against the zombie tide, but it would be a waste to use it against a small number of zombies. With Su Chun's current skills, the Level 1 Pulse Cannon would not be used much, but if it could be installed in the Intelligent Chariot, it would be better to use it. The Intelligent War Chariot was still in its lowest state and did not have any attack power. Su Chun even thought that if the Level 1 Pulse Cannon and the ungraded Gatling gun were installed together, wouldn't the Intelligent War Chariot become a killing machine with both offense and defense? Of course, he wasn't sure if he could install it. He still needed to talk to the Intelligent War Chariot before he could be sure. After a while, he put the Level 1 Pulse Cannon into his storage bag and continued to pick up fragments. Among the remaining fragments, only a bottle of antivirus potion was dropped. The rest were some seeds which were not very valuable. Su Chun put them all into his storage bag. After collecting all the shards, Su Chun was about to take out the upgrade gem to upgrade the rapid war boots. Yang Qian excitedly ran to the front and shouted, "Su Chun, I can release my spiritual force." Really? Su Chun's eyes lit up. From the time Yang Qian ate the blue fruit until now, it had only been a little more than 2 hours. To be able to release her spiritual force in such a short time, It could be seen that her talent in spiritual force was not low. In the future, if she trained hard, it was very likely that she would become a very high-level spirit reader. Sister, you are amazing. Yang Hao was very excited and kept congratulating Yang Qian. Although Yang Lingtian was also very happy. When he saw that the first person Yang Qian told was Su Chun and not him, his face became a little strange. What's going on? I am her father, and the blue fruit was given by me. Shouldn't she share it with me first? Why did she think of Su Chun first? Chapter 78. If you release your spiritual power now, how far can you detect? Su Chun asked. A level 1 spirit reader has no attack power. Their main ability is to detect. The limit is about 10 meters. He asked this to determine what stage Yang Qian's spiritual power is at. 7 or 8 meters. Yang Qian thought for a moment and replied, "Not bad." Su Chun nodded. 7 or 8 meters is not the limit of a level 1 spirit reader, but considering that Yang Qian has just become a spirit reader master, this level is quite good. Su Chun, when I released my spiritual power, I found that there are zombies outside. Not a single mutant beast is left. Yang Qian looked at Su Chun and said, "The mutant beasts are gone?" Su Chun was surprised. He released his spiritual power and extended it outside the cave. At level 2 Spirit Reader Master, the range of his spiritual power is up to 20 meters. He controlled his spiritual power to sweep outside and did not find a single mutant beast. The mutant beasts are really gone. Su Chun squinted his eyes and whispered. He secretly guessed that the mutant beasts had left here, or gathered in a place where his spiritual power could not detect. After listening to Su Chen's whisper, Yang Qian and Yang Hao did not react. Instead, Yang Lingtian's eyelids twitched. How does Su Chun know that there are no mutant beasts outside? Could it be? A thought appeared in his mind. Yang Lingtian was not calm. He looked deeply at Su Chun and asked, "Su Chun, are you also a spirit reader master?" In the cave, the line of sight was blocked. Only the spiritual power of a spirit reader could see the situation outside. But Su Chun was already a level 2 evolver and a level 2 spirit reader master. If he was also a spirit reader master, it would be too exaggerated. What? Brother Chun is also a spirit reader master? Yang Hao exclaimed and turned to look at Su Chun. His eyes were filled with disbelief. Yang Qian, who was beside him, was also surprised. She looked at Su Chun and whispered, "Su Chun, are you a spirit reader master?" Su Chun smiled and did not comment. Although he did not answer directly, his expression showed that he was indeed a spirit reader master. Seeing this, Yang Lingtian and the other two opened their mouths wide and looked at Su Chun as if they were looking at a monster. Then, they were in a deep daze and their hearts were in turmoil. My God! My God! Su Chun was not only a level 2 evolver and a spirit reader master, but he was also a spirit reader master. Isn't this world too crazy? The 3 most powerful professions all had a single person. This was unprecedented, and there would not be anyone like this in the future. Looking at the stunned faces, Su Chun rubbed his nose and thought, I also want to keep a low profile, but my strength does not allow me to do so. He coughed and thought that he had to get to King Kong City as soon as possible. He said, "Don't be in a daze. I have something to discuss with you." Chun Gu, what is it? Yang Hao came back to his senses and looked at Su Chun with admiration. I have to leave this place and go to King Kong City, Su Chun said slowly. The purpose of going to King Kong City was to find Tan Lin, but he did not explain. Leave this place. Yang Qian furrowed her brows and her originally beautiful face became gloomy at this moment. She then asked nervously, How many days will you be gone? Will you come back? Su Chun felt that Yang Qian's reaction was a little too emotional, but he did not think too much about it. He smiled and said, I should be back in 2 or 3 days or half a month. Chapter 79. Oh, then you must be careful. Yang Qian sighed and looked at Su Chun reluctantly, reminding him. With Su Chen's strength, even if he faced a small zombie horde alone, there would be no problem. But even so, she was still a little worried, or rather worried. Don't worry. Su Chen nodded and began to arrange things after leaving. He left the mechanical soldier and the 3 mutant wolves to protect Yang Lingtian's family. In addition, the zombie teleportation had to be suspended. After all, he, the strongest person, was not there. It was hard to guarantee that nothing would go wrong. After everything was arranged, Su Chen used the upgrade gem to upgrade the rapid boots and consumed 100 energy stones to increase the defense of the intelligent chariot. After that, he stood on the space teleporter. With a beam of light, Su Chen's figure gradually blurred and finally disappeared from everyone's sight. After Su Chen left, Yang Qian sighed faintly. Her expression was also lonely, as if she had lost her soul, listless. Yang Lingtian saw this in his eyes, and his thoughts kept turning. As a person who had experienced it, he could more or less see something. Yang Qian was definitely interested in Su Chen. In fact, this was not surprising. Su Chen was handsome, and his strength was extraordinary. No matter what kind of woman saw him, they would be moved. But would Su Chen like Yang Qian? Yang Lingtian was not sure about this. After all, Su Chen was too outstanding. Even if Yang Qian was a first-class beauty and a spirit reader master, she might not be worthy of Su Chen. It was just that it was not good for him to participate in the matter between a man and a woman. He shook his head and walked to the corner to rest. On the other side, after Su Chen was teleported out, he fell into the zombie horde. Seeing that a human had appeared beside them out of nowhere, the nearby zombies were all excited. One by one, they opened their bloody mouths and flew towards Su Chen. Su Chen snorted and swept out the enchanted divine saber in his hand. A gray wave of air rushed out, and wherever it passed, the zombies were all beheaded. The moment the zombie fell, 3 yellow beams of light shot into the sky. Su Chen glanced at them and quickly retracted his gaze. He did not intend to pick up the 3 yellow fragments. The yellow fragments represented things like seeds, which were not very valuable. Moreover, he had plenty of them on him, so he was too lazy to pick them up. The death of their companions did not frighten the zombies. Instead, it aroused their ferocious nature. With a series of roars, countless zombies charged towards Su Chen. Su Chen continued to slash with his saber. With every slash, dozens of zombies would die. In the blink of an eye, more than 100 zombies had died. There were also more than 10 fragments. Su Chen took the opportunity to pick up a few valuable fragments and then rushed towards a direction. 3 minutes later, Su Chen used his powerful strength to cut a hole in the zombie horde and rushed out of the encirclement. During this period, he killed hundreds of zombies and picked up several fragments. One of them was the golden scale arm fragment. At this point, he had collected 10 fragments and could use them. The golden scale arm fragment was a secret technique. However, it was not a secret technique. It was a rare secret technique to strengthen one's body. When used, the arms and hands would glow with a faint golden light and be covered with golden scales. Its main function was to defend. Ordinary swords and knives could not hurt it, and it could also resist attacks that were more than 1 level higher than the user. In other words, Su Chen was now a level 2 evolutionary. With the golden scale arm fragment, he could resist the attack of a level 3 or level 3 magician with just his hands. Chapter 80. Su Chen was pleasantly surprised that he managed to gather enough golden scale arm. Undoubtedly, his strength had increased again. Before he left, he slashed at the zombies that were charging at him. Just as the zombies fell, 2 colorful fragments appeared in his line of sight. If it were other fragments, he might not have picked them up. However, the colorful fragments might drop an upgrade gem, which was too important for him. Su Chen dismissed the idea of leaving immediately. He raised his hand and shot out 2 fireballs. After blowing up dozens of zombies, he rushed to the colorful fragments and grabbed them. Fusion Gem Fragment X111, picked up. The fragments are full. You can use it now. Use. When he saw that there was a blue gem in his hand, Su Chen was quite surprised. He originally thought that it would drop an upgrade gem, but he did not expect it to be a new gem. Based on the feedback he received, the fusion gem and the upgrade gem had completely different uses. The upgrade gem was used to upgrade. Simply put, the fusion gem was used to fuse two different things together, taking the essence and discarding the impurities. After receiving the news, Su Chen was moved. Although the fusion gem was not as useful as the upgrade gem, it was what he urgently needed. Before this, he had communicated with the intelligent vehicle. If he wanted to install the level 1 pulse cannon and the level-less Gatling gun, he could only use the fusion gem. It was too comfortable for Su Chen. It was like someone had given him a pillow when he wanted to sleep. After putting away the fusion gem happily, Su Chen continued to grab the second colorful fragment. Fusion gem fragment X111, picked up. The fragments are full. You can use it now. Su Chen was overjoyed. With two fusion gems in his hand, it meant that he could install the level 1 pulse cannon and the level-less Gatling gun. After that, he did not plan to continue fighting with the zombies. He instantly activated the rapid war boots and disappeared like the wind. After the upgrade, Su Chen's speed had exceeded that of a level 3 evolver. Not to mention that ordinary zombies couldn't catch up, even level 2 zombies couldn't catch up. After running for 10 miles in one breath and completely shaking off the zombies, Su Chen took out the intelligent chariot from his storage bag. Satoshi, transform into your largest form. I'm going in to rest, Su Chen said to the car model in his hand. Yes, master, the intelligent war chariot responded, and a ball of dazzling light flashed on the body of the chariot. Kept growing bigger, and in the blink of an eye it was about 10 meters tall. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and circled the intelligent war chariot. From the outside, the intelligent war chariot looked no different from an ordinary caravan. Its entire body was silver white. Compared with the gray color of the other vehicles, it was unique and quite eye-catching. Retracting his gaze, Su Chen nodded slightly. He was quite satisfied with the appearance of the intelligent chariot. After that, he entered the car. The interior of the car was relatively simple. Other than a few metal seats, there was nothing else. Su Chen glanced around and went straight to the front of the car. His eyes fell on the control screen. At this time, at the corner of the control screen, there were some red and blue dots, and from time to time, the red and blue dots would disappear. Satoshi, what do those red and blue dots represent? Su Chen asked curiously. Chapter 81. The red dots represent zombies, mutated beasts, and other threatening creatures. The blue dots represent humans. The intelligent war chariot replied. Su Chen already knew that the intelligent war chariot had a scouting function. However, he did not expect it to be able to differentiate between humans and zombies. As for the disappearance of the red and blue dots, he guessed that it must be because the humans and zombies had encountered each other, fought each other, and were injured or killed. Satoshi, can you locate King Kong City? Su Chen asked. He had only heard of King Kong City but had never been there. He only knew the general direction. If the intelligent war chariot could locate King Kong City, it would be much more convenient for the rest of the journey. I can't. The intelligent war chariot replied and explained, my current scouting range is only 5 kilometers. King Kong City isn't within the range, so I can't locate its exact location. Su Chen nodded slightly. Suddenly, he had an idea. He had the mysterious heavenly mainland map tablet with him. It clearly recorded the entire landform of the mysterious heavenly mainland. If he could install it on the intelligent war chariot, would its scouting function not be upgraded? After that, Su Chen told the intelligent war chariot about his idea and received an affirmative answer. The mysterious heavenly continent map tablet could be installed with the help of the fusion gem. Without hesitation, Su Chen took out the fusion gem and the tablet. Under the guidance of the intelligent war chariot, he quickly installed it. At that moment, a map appeared on the central control screen. It was the complete map of the mysterious heavenly mainland. Satoshi, locate King Kong City and plan the fastest route, Su Chen ordered. Yes, master. After the image on the central control screen changed, a long white line extended from Su Chen's position. It even turned a corner in the middle and finally connected to King Kong City. The distance shown on the screen was 560 kilometers. It would take 3 hours to reach the destination. Su Chen calculated that the intelligent war chariot's top speed was 60 miles per hour. It would take more than 9 hours to reach King Kong City. Satoshi, activate the autopilot mode and head to King Kong City immediately, Su Chen said. He had been separated from Tan Lin for a few days now, and he was worried about her all the time. He wanted to go to Vajra City and reunite with Tan Lin as soon as possible. Understood. The intelligent war chariot started and drove forward. Su Chen had nothing to do, so he sat in the driver's seat and closed his eyes. Not long after, a red light suddenly lit up on the central control screen, and an alarm sounded. Warning! There are about 20 zombies in the path ahead. Do you want to avoid them? There's no need to change routes. Just crush them. Su Chen scoffed. With the upgraded defense of the intelligent war chariot, it was too easy to crush this number of zombies. He wouldn't change his route for 20 zombies and waste his time. Got it. After receiving Su Chen's reply, the intelligent war chariot continued on its original route and soon encountered the 20 zombies. Bang! 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 7 or 8 zombies were sent flying on the spot. The rest of the zombies roared and followed behind the intelligent war chariot. Su Chen looked back and suddenly raised his eyebrows. He ordered the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, stop the car and open the door. He saw clearly that among the zombies that were killed, one of them had a purple shard. The purple fragment represented something like barbarian thunder. It was very valuable, so he didn't want to give it up. With the current attack power of the intelligent war chariot, killing level 1 zombies was like playing around. Of course, if there were more than 50 of them, then in order to avoid wasting too many energy stones, he would still personally make a move. Roger that. The intelligent war chariot obeyed Su Chen's order. After that, Su Chen continued to lie down on the seat and rest. The intelligent war chariot followed the original route and slowly moved forward. 2 hours later, the alarm sounded again. Warning! A large group of zombies has appeared 9 miles ahead to the left. The rough estimate is that there are more than 30,000 zombies. A small group of zombies. Su Chen opened his eyes and looked at the central control screen. Soon he saw a place called the Flying Bird Colony. There were a large number of red dots in the surroundings. They were so densely packed that they were innumerable. In the center of the red dots, there was a large group of blue dots gathered together. Chapter 83. The zombies are besieging the bird colony. Su Chen frowned. Generally speaking, zombies rarely besieged a gathering place. No matter how small the gathering place was, the number of people would reach tens of thousands. In addition, the city walls were tall and thick, and there were many evolvers and psychics. It would be very difficult to take down a colony. Su Chen guessed that there must be a zombie with intelligence hidden among the zombies. Otherwise, it was absolutely impossible for a group of walking corpses to surround a gathering place so tightly that not even a drop of water could trickle through. Could it be Jean Jiasher's doing? Su Chen had such a thought in his mind. Golden Filesher was originally the leader of Tiannan Colony. Later, he was infected and turned into a zombie. He even had intelligence. In this area, Golden Filesher was the only zombie with intelligence. Su Chen had his suspicions. However, regardless of whether it was Golden Filesher or not, he did not plan to get involved. He was in a hurry to go to King Kong City to meet Tan Lin. Satoshi, ignore it. Continue with the original route, Su Chen said. The zombie horde was not on the route, so there was nothing to worry about. Yes, the intelligent war chariot responded and continued to move forward at full speed. The rest of the journey was quite smooth. They did not encounter a zombie horde. They only encountered some wandering zombies, but they were all crushed by the intelligent war chariot. When they were less than 100 miles away from King Kong City, the central control panel sounded the alarm again. Warning! A large group of zombies appeared 1 kilometer ahead. There are 61 of them. Master, do you want to take a detour? No need. Keep driving. Su Chun did not care. To him, 60 zombies were as easy as moving his fingers. Soon, the intelligent war chariot arrived in front of the group of zombies. Su Chun, who was lying on the seat with his eyes closed, could faintly hear the sounds of fighting and screams coming from outside. Satoshi, stop the car. Su Chun shouted and opened his eyes to look outside. Outside the car, there was a large group of zombies besieging a dozen people. These people were holding all kinds of weapons and fighting with the zombies. They seemed to be very experienced. However, none of them were revolvers. Facing the zombies, they were at an absolute disadvantage. From time to time, a human would die tragically. The arrival of the intelligent war chariot also attracted the attention of the zombies. More than half of the zombies immediately rushed over. With so many fewer zombies, the pressure on the dozen people lessened a lot. They all knew that this was the best time to break through the encirclement and escape, so they all rushed in one direction with all their might. After killing 2 humans, they finally rushed out. However, Su Chun noticed that there was a dark-skinned young man with a body like an iron tower who had never left. Why isn't he running? Su Chun was a little puzzled. With the young man's physique, he definitely had the chance to charge out. Why would he stay and wait for death? Just as he was wondering, a shout caught his attention. Brother, run. Don't worry about me. Su Chun then noticed that there was a skinny little girl beside the young man. She looked like she was 6 or 7 years old. I see. Su Chun suddenly understood. He guessed the reason why the young man did not run. It was impossible for the young man to escape with his sister from the zombies. In order to protect his sister, he did not run away alone. However, one could foresee that there was only one outcome waiting for them. They would all die tragically in the hands of the zombies. Chapter 84. Clang, clang. Just then, the zombies that were charging over began to hit the intelligent chariot. However, these zombies were all ordinary zombies. Even if they hit the intelligent chariot for a lifetime, they would not cause any damage. Su Chun did not pay any attention to them. His eyes were fixed on the towering young man. Brother, leave quickly. The little girl saw that her brother was not willing to leave, and she cried out loudly. The towering young man was not moved. He was determined to protect her. He kept waving the machete in his hand and chopped down a few zombies. However, there were still a dozen zombies surrounding him. Under the powerful attack of the zombies, the towering young man gradually could not hold on. After chopping down a zombie, his arm that was holding the machete was bitten by a zombie. The machete in his hand fell. After losing his weapon, the towering young man was quickly drowned by the zombies. However, even at this point, he still did not abandon his sister. He laid on his sister's body, using his body and life to protect her. In the blink of an eye, his body was bitten by the zombies. His flesh was torn open, and blood was flowing out. Seeing this, Su Chun was slightly moved. In the post-apocalyptic world, what he saw the most was the coldness and deception of human nature. Including Su Chun himself, he presented a cold side to people. Of course, the so-called coldness was to strangers. If it was a close friend or relative, he would risk his life to save them. The towering young man in front of him was no different from a stranger to Su Chun. However, Su Chun wanted to save him. The reason was simple. A person who could risk his life to protect his sister would definitely not have a bad heart. Su Chun thought from another perspective. If he encountered such a situation, he would also risk his life to save his sister. In addition, he also considered that in order to survive in the post-apocalyptic world, it would not work to fight alone. He must have a group of loyal subordinates. He saw the towering young man's performance and had the intention to save him and take him under his command. Satoshi, open the door, Su Chun said. The intelligent war chariot received the order and quickly opened the door. The moment the car door opened, the zombies outside rushed in crazily. However, they were easily killed by Su Chun before they could even step into the car. Then, Su Chun came to the tower-like young man's side and quickly killed all the zombies. "Big brother, did you kill those zombies?" The tower-like young man gritted his teeth and asked when he realized that the zombies around him had all died mysteriously and Su Chun was standing in front of him. Su Chun almost choked to death when he heard the other party call him Big Brother. He was only 17 this year, okay? The tower-like young man looked to be at least 25 or 26 years old. Su Chun was caught off guard by the way she addressed him as Big Brother. He felt as if he had aged more than 10 years in an instant. Su Chun coughed softly and said, "I killed those zombies." As soon as Su Chun finished speaking, the tower-like young man knelt on the ground and said gratefully, "Thank you for saving my life, Big Brother. I have one more thing to ask of you." Su Chun clicked his tongue and said, "Why don't you get up first?" The other party kept calling him Big Brother and even knelt in front of him, which made him a little embarrassed. The tower-like young man still knelt on the ground and pleaded, "Big Brother, please take my sister in. I will be your slave in my next life to repay you." After that, he kowtowed to Su Chun and then picked up the knife on the ground to cut his own neck. "Big Brother, no!" The little girl screamed at the top of her lungs and tried to stop the tower-like young man from committing suicide. However, she was only 6 or 7 years old and had no strength. How could she stop it? Seeing that the knife was about to cut the tower-like young man's neck, Su Chun made his move. Chapter 85. Su Chun frowned and shot out a stream of psychic power. It instantly wrapped around the tower-like young man and bound him firmly. He could not move at all. "Since I want to save you, I will not let you die," Su Chun said with a smile. He knew why the Iron Tower youth wanted to commit suicide. Because being bitten by a zombie will definitely turn into a zombie. The Iron Tower youth was bitten countless times by zombies, no doubt speeding up the speed of turning into a zombie. He found out that he was about to turn into a zombie, so he decisively wanted to end his own life. The Iron Tower youth was shocked to find that even if he used all his strength, he could not move the knife half an inch. His mind suddenly came up with a thought, exclaimed, "Big Brother, you are a level 2 spirit reader?" Although he is not an evolver nor a spirit reader, but he has heard of the spirit reader. Spirit reader is the most difficult of the 3 major professions to cultivate, and only when reaching level 2, the spiritual force can be turned into an invisible force to attack or defend. Seeing that Su Chun didn't do anything and was able to make him unable to move, he suspected that Su Chun was a level 2 spirit reader master. "You know a lot." Su Chun smiled and walked forward, taking out 2 glass bottles from the storage bag. One bottle is the antivirus potion, the other bottle is the healing potion. "Big Brother, I am about to turn into a zombie. Hurry up and kill me." The Iron Tower youth did not have time to think about anything. At this moment his face was covered with black hair. Seeing that he was about to turn into a zombie, he anxiously begged Su Chun, "Big Brother, don't die. What will I do if you die?" The little girl saw that her brother still wanted to die, suddenly wailed, "I am here, you will not die, and you will not turn into a zombie." Su Chun did not delay, took the 2 bottles of potion and poured it down the Iron Tower youth's throat. "You will recover soon." Su Chun patted the Iron Tower youth's shoulder. In order to prevent the Iron Tower youth from committing suicide, he threw the knife to the side, then withdrew his spiritual force, walked to the side and began to pick up the fragments. The zombie he had just killed had dropped 2 fragments. One was red and the other was black. There was no reason not to pick them up. The tower-like young man regained his freedom and panted a few times. Then he was surprised to find that his consciousness was much clearer, and he was no longer transforming into a zombie. "Do I really not need to become a zombie?" The towering young man was a little confused. As everyone knew, there was no antidote in this world for corpse poison. Once a human was bitten by a zombie, they would definitely turn into a zombie. This was an immutable truth. However, his condition was clearly improving, and there was no sign of him turning into a zombie. What was going on? Brother, the black strands on your face have disappeared. Also, the wounds on your body are healing. The little girl shouted excitedly. Ah! The tower-like young man was stunned for a moment, and hurriedly looked down at himself. When he saw the wounds on his body healing at a speed visible to the naked eye, he was completely dumbfounded. Big Brother wasn't bragging. He really can save me, the towering young man murmured. Then, he turned to Su Chun and called out softly, Big Brother! Su Chun was picking up the fragments and did not have time to pay attention to him. He grabbed one of the red shards, picked up Level 1 Constitution Potion, *1, 1-1. The fragments are full, ready to use. Su Chun curled his lips and happily put the Level 1 Constitution Potion into his storage bag. Taking the Level 1 Constitution Potion could allow an ordinary person to become a Level 1 Evolver. Its value was huge. He had only picked it up once before, and then he used it on Yang Hao. He was very happy that another bottle was dropped. You're tuning in to the Legend of the Vagabond YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.